Alright. The stream is up, so don't say anything I wouldn't say. Actually, don't say anything.
What is this? Just that scene in the last Lord of the Rings movie where Gandalf just tells Pippin that's probably best if you say nothing at all.
Oh, so actually, I thought about this matchup, and I know you might not like it, but hear me out on this one. I'm not the biggest fan of the matchup itself, but I was thinking for Death Battle, other matchups for Gandalf. How would you feel about Ozpin from Ruby?
I would say no, because I actually know a character that would fit better.
Swords! Hello, Jeremy. Is that what you hear when I use my keyboard? Oh, that's crisp. Why don't you appreciate the good shit? Anyways, hello guys, we're back. We're back with the. Okay, Kyle.
Yes, and I'm nearly finished the game, and I just realized I've been doing the skills all wrong.
Kyle, can you fix the reverb on your stream? When you're
done? Better.
Yeah, it's better. So, what exactly is the reverb? Because whenever I mention it, you're able.
Oh, it's like a controller.
Oh, it just automatically. Wait, your controller has a fucking mic in it?
Yeah.
That's pretty. That's actually pretty cool. Oh, sup, Poster, sup, Pimp Demon, sup, Sparta, sup, Cypher. How strong is Nero eventually? Oh, hello, Black and Angel. Been a while since you've been here. Actually, I don't think you've ever appeared on any of the streams. Wow, there's a lot of people here, actually. That's a little weird. Usually it ramps up. There's Echo. I fixed it. Did you guys hear what happened to Set? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we heard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we heard. So Black and Angel, regarding how powerful Nero... I'll talk to Mangler about it, because, so the problem is that while I can do the DMC video on my own, we are working on a big DMC video, and I also know that Mangler, is going to want to do if there was a separate Nero video, I wish they'd leave channeling for me. I think I can make a members only message. Been too soon to DMC, not optim, but you guys rock. Thank you, Black and Angel. Yeah, no, I actually need to stream DMC 2, I think, later this week. Maybe I'll do it Friday. After I'm done with my fucking newspaper shit for the school, because God, I fucking hate the school paper. Anyways, I know. So I'll talk to him about that, but the problem is that right now we're finishing up a Ragnarok video, and that's taken Mangler over a month to script.
Weakness.
Well, so Mangler's, you know this, Kyle, but Mangler's, entire position of existence is, I want to have... DMC2 is great, it's better than Australia. It is. On our Ragnarok video. To put this in comparison, Poster, this is the last.
This is actually the big one, because this is actually the cosmology one.
Yeah, so...
Whether or not they were the cosmology one, that's essentially what it is. It's the cosmology one.
It's basically our... Until God of War gets new information, this is probably going to be our last God of War video. Outside of maybe versus matchups. Maybe, but I don't even like Kratos.
Said this city rose into the air at the end of the Gorios civilization. So that would mean it was on land before that happened? That part wasn't clear, but I think the city was probably floating on the ocean until then.
Oh, so that's why it got eaten by a giant jellyfish.
I don't think that's quite what happened.
Understandable, just something that'd be cool in the future. Hang on, let me see this.
Oh yeah, I tried hunting for the fucking other fell arms. Apparently, my ring level is not high enough to access some of them.
You want to try and level up your... Well, so, what's the true...
The ring will level up during the story, so I'm not far enough into the story.
Fuck me, that's not a good sign! Can't wait for Ken's
alright.
Ken and Kev have never responded to any of our God of War claims, despite there being a fuck ton of evidence.
The only thing they say is that, like, oh, you guys are retarded or, like, silly. And, like, you're down players. But they'll never actually try and attack the reasoning.
The reason Nero doesn't get used in versus matchups, unfortunately, is because Nero doesn't really have matchups in general, and there's no real matchup with Nero where you can't be like, well, why not put Dante there?
Well, the problem is that, like, Nero has the problem of, like, for a character who you would think would be super basic and super easy to find opponents for, he has a surprising lack of actual opponents.
Okay, regarding Set the Programmer, well, I'll talk about it. It was a big event, so I'll talk about it.
Fuck.
Okay, so Kyle's not saying that because of Seth. He's saying that because he's lost.
Oh, so you do know.
So, basically what happened with Seth is...
Aren't you tired from all that fighting?
It's far from enough to wear me out.
Is it just me, or does combat seem to invigorate him? Other people I could name.
I love how I look confused.
Who indeed?
I didn't get as many chances to fight at
Seth of all people? Oh yeah, Seth turned out to be,
myself in fighting.
Oh no. The biggest cunt online turned out to be the biggest cunt we ever knew. Oh no, what a shock.
Yeah, no, so first off, let's get the thing that we all kind of expected.
That's not a persona.
Yeah, Seth is just a flat out asshole.
Person did you believe me to be, Rita?
Huh? Why ask now?
I mean, I never would have thought you'd think one of you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you really are Yuri's type.
I'm right.
Okay, so Seth turned out to be the biggest asshole like you could think of for power scaling, which to be fair, we all kind of suspected that. He basically manipulated all of his friends. He was very fucking paranoid, very insecure.
Well, friends is called the question because the way he likes to talk about them, they're either not friends or they're just colleagues.
Okay, let me give an example. Imagine if I told Kyle that Mangler was a piece of shit all the time and stuff, and then I would go to Mangler and tell Mangler that Kyle's a piece of shit and stuff.
Oh, so just off stream.
Yeah, just off stream. So basically, he tried to instigate fights. You don't mean as in a... Oh, no. So this is what I was going to get to, Jeremy. I wanted to build it up first. Allegedly, Seth did hang around with kids underage.
I wish he'd use regular words when he talked, though.
Definitely. If it's really all that dangerous, you'd think he'd want to make himself clear.
Maybe it was something Pharaoh had difficulty
Shut
expressing.
up. Mangler shot.
I'll tell you this now, Liam. When we play Persona 5, there's a character called Kamoshida. He will only be referred to as Seth.
So, he had...
Do not tell him why. Let him figure it out for himself when he plays P5.
Alright, so don't tell Zim anything, because the only thing I know about P5's lore is that Joker's basically boyfriend, from what I've seen of all the fan art, is the real main antagonist, but I don't know anything else beyond that. What do you mean by
Close enough.
What do you mean by that? So, sent messages, allegedly, and talked to an underage girl asking for her nudes.
It's not legend.
Well, it's like, I have to say alleged because what if Seth comes out and actually proves it's all wrong? I don't want to get my ass reamed. Kyle says alleged too, he just wasn't going to say it in public.
Okay, fine. I have to throw in alleged for the edit. Allegedly a pedophile.
He is allegedly speedrunning his own career. Although, to be fair, funniest thing about that, his fan base doesn't seem to care. There was this one guy who said, I don't care if Seth's a pedo, who wins between Gon versus fucking, who was Tanjiro? The answer to that question is Tanjiro, I'm pretty sure.
Gon from Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah.
Gon.
Source?
He's physically stronger and he scales the pre-Rose Mirror.
Allow me to show the statement that says that Tanjiro is 100 times stronger with the demon mark.
Looking at Flynn,
That's That's fine. Pre-Rose Merowyn basically fucks over the entirety of the Hunter x Hunter series besides from fucking Netero.
Yes. No.
To complete his disguise as Raven. I don't know if he and Harry have even been in the same room together.
Why are they making fun of Raven?
Captain Schwan was a man of grace and honor. His skills were renowned, which kept him on constant secret missions. Every knight knew his name, and nearly everyone envied his ability to carry out his duties with poise.
Huh? Is that true?
And while he was scrupulous, he knew how to care for those under him. So he always had their trust.
Alright, hang on, Black and Angel, I'll reuse too.
I can see he was well liked. The more I hear about him, the further he seems from that old man.
That's why I'm telling you, I'm not sure.
When did he get here?
Listen to yourselves, carrying on as though nobody's around.
But sometimes you do say things that Captain Schwan would. You continue to carry his quality, however quiet.
Knock that off, would you?
Hang on. True, how do I become a member? You guys have helped so much clarify DMC lore. Also, DMC 2 is my favorite DMC game I've played since I was 5 years old. Oh, thanks to the dark side. Yes, Black and Angel. I don't think he fell to the dark side. He was just kind of always...
Fell to the dark side. He
Well,
was
so-
always...
This is the thing...
Do you remember when he bitched and whinged that the Versus community is super toxic?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, motherfucker, you're the one who caused it to be toxic.
Okay, so Black and Angel, the way you become a member on the channel is you go under... It should be on the stream option. If not, go to the channel and click on membership, and you can choose one of 3 payment plans to be a member if you want to donate a month. I am still working on videos. There will be more DMC content in the future. The DMC5 guidebook did drop. Well, we do have another RB6 video planned for sure. But yeah, I think the payment options are $5, $10, and $100 for membership. They're all under different names though, so let me make sure I tell you which one's which. Okay, still don't expect you to pay is $3.99. A middle don't expect you to pay is $9.99, and I don't expect you to pay is $99.99. Oh, right, it's an art book, not guidebook. My apologies. Okay, read what I said. Sparta. There's also the fact he said he wants to deep throat a 4-year-old. Okay, regarding the deep throat a 4-year-old, I'm pretty sure that one is meant to be a joke.
No. Oh, the cutscene happened, and as soon as you were talking about that, that's what I got.
One member version is clearly only for me because no one paying that much. Who knows, from DM, maybe someone else will pay $100 a month.
With fingers big enough for that, wouldn't have any trouble taking over the world.
There's no way Alexei could fit that on his finger.
I wonder if we'll get in without being seen.
Whoa, look! Over there! Pharaoh.
Oh my god, animated.
Oh, it's actual animation.
I'm sorry, light speed?
Wouldn't that just be lightning?
It's this game again.
Yes. Hang on.
Wait, what is this game again? Is this Tales of Vesperia?
Yeah.
I'm not thinking of something
Good night,
else.
gents. There's Black and Angel. Thanks for stopping by.
The legendary Pokemon seems to be doing something.
Wait, there's a star. What the fuck?
Do it again, have him dodge it.
If you're empowered by that, you should be empowered by the light of a star. Maybe then you can move out of your mom's house and get some bitches. I get bitches.
And even he couldn't do anything to it.
Oh, is this the gang of, like, non-existent social responsibility?
Is that the power Alexei was after?
No need for social responsibility here.
Pharaoh's doing all the work.
Who needs social responsibility when you have murder?
That is my social responsibility. Yeah, no.
Murder?
But, yeah, so that was ultimately the position Seth had. Oh.
Just how strong is this commandant?
Out of the chat. Where did it go?
Royal tournament during the previous emperor's
Oh,
reign.
there, let me go.
I got to cross swords with him once, and I didn't last more than 3 minutes.
His title is more than mere decoration. His skill puts him well above his
That whole situation was,
Strongest among them, huh?
And don't forget,
that should have been an open and shut case.
None of this sounds very promising.
The fact that that went on for as long as it did on that stream is incredible.
We've been through all kinds
Anyone's making me a comic?
journey.
I was wondering why you even had to message me.
Better than any kind of guard, royal or not.
all right, so say we handle the royal guard. It's still a coin toss in the end.
I guess we'll
Slay a whole plastic chair, man. Oh, thank you for the donation, Black and Angel. I appreciate it.
will likely cost lives.
Right. We'll have to give it everything we've got.
You have a nice night, man. Appreciate it. The fact Seth made fucking Keemstar of all people look good is insane. That is fair.
Look, when you make the gnome overlord look great, that's saying something.
That's also the only video I've ever seen of Keemstar in my life. So I'm gonna have a very different impression of him than other people, thanks to Seth, of all people.
So
So if I figure out he's a complete scumbag, that's gonna hurt even more.
so Angler, is it true that what Zim told me that Seth said like, oh, it was different back then? That's why it shouldn't.
In response to what?
I saw a post from Keemstar yelling at Seth, and when Keemstar was pointing out that you were asking an underage girl for nudes, Seth kept saying the internet was different back then.
Oh yeah, he did say a bunch of things like that, and then later, once he was getting called out on it, he started talking about, oh my god, this was the rich part. This is how I knew he was full of shit. This was what set off the red flags in my mind. He's just like, well, I've just been having some problems, and it makes me, like, sometimes I'm wondering that a little bit suicidal. I've been thinking about wanting to kill myself, and I was like, hold up a minute. This sounded very familiar. And then he started explaining how he has no family, and I'm like, dude, are you just saying what Clyde said? What the fuck?
When the guy's
What the fuck?
When the guy's like, oh, dude, oh my goodness, I'm so glad I mellowed out, because if like old Zim were here,
his friend Charlie, not his friend, Clyde's friend Charlie came on the street. He was so upset. Like, he was like, guys, just watch Clyde's video. Holy fuck. Which, by the way, Clyde's video now has made, I want to say, it's hit almost 300,000. It's blowing up. That's good for him. Fuck that guy. Not Clyde's.
Hang on, no, my brother. Fan, you home?
So who knew the devil could get these do?
What?
I mean, no one can prove he's not suicidal. That's not the point. The point is that he said something that was exactly the same as Clyde, right when they were in the midst of talking about how Clyde was suicidal. Over a guy that has spent so much time lying.
Hello, they had it coming. Okay, so Mangler, I guess for the people who are showing up, Seth deleted his channel? No, he fucking did it. Did he?
There's no way. Maybe a Twitter account.
Wait, Clyde didn't make him do a fucking roaring Thunder Pursuit, did he?
That'd be amazing.
Dude, I can't find his... Oh, wait, no, it's still here.
Oh,
I thought his channel was almost gone. He has lost a lot of subs though. He's now in Untyped 1.
He's lost.
Oh no, it's just when you look up Seth the Programmer, he does not show up like as the first result. Where like his I guess his
Did Seth commit child CP? Okay,
so,
this is the
exactly. How many subscribers does he have now?
He still has over 900,000, but he's lost roughly 100,000 subscribers. Because I'm pretty sure he hit 1 million.
No, he was close. He was near, I want to say like 90,000. But yeah, he's at 918 now.
I don't know if you
he's
saw.
Lost a lot.
I don't know. If you saw,
the last time I looked, it was 932.
Yeah, he's lost like 18,000 in one day. This hit him hard, and it's gonna keep dropping like a rock.
Maybe what Zim said is gonna be true. Now that they know that it's not an act, it won't be cool to act like him anymore, and maybe this will actually cleanse the Versus community in a couple of years.
Okay, so
they kept saying that like a lot of this community was acting the way that it does, and I'm like,
Yeah.
excuse
Post-
you.
Okay, so according to
We
Poster,
do not act this way.
Seth had 1 million. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure he had like 1.3 million.
Yeah, I said 996 because like I'm just making an
Okay,
approximate
so-
number. He probably had more than a
Okay,
million, to be
so
honest.
for context, for those of you who don't know, as far as I know, Seth did not commit CP, which is child related, is all I'm going to say, because YouTube, I'm innocent. The worst I have is incest.
Wow, what a way to be like, YouTube, I didn't do it. By the way, here's this other thing I may have done.
Listen. This is bad. And that's not me, but this is me, so you know I'm telling the truth.
Let me downplay how bad this is by explaining something that might be worse.
Okay, I got a question. If we can't use that word, can we use the word interloping?
No. So what we're going to say, we're just going to call it CP.
Solicitation.
So, Seth did not have CP, but he apparently tried to get it when he was 21 years old, allegedly. Now, I say allegedly just in case legally.
So he was trying to have happy programmer tickle time.
He was engaging with some alleged solicitation.
He was trying to be Scott Pilgrim at the start of the series.
Is that actually what happens to Scott Pilgrim?
And Scott Pilgrim, he's dating a high schooler at the start of the series.
Isn't he like
Isn't he
a freshman in college?
Yeah, no, he's like 24 and he's dating a high schooler in Canada. Yeah, that's like that.
I thought he was like 19 or like 20.
Oh, that's sus as fuck. No wonder you like that comic.
No. He's only dating. So everyone gives him shit for it.
I genuinely thought he was like 20 or 19 dating an 18-year-old, and it was just like, oh no, he's 24 dating like a 16-year-old. Of course.
Well, no. So the whole point of the joke is, or the whole point of the thing is that why are you dating a high schooler? Like everyone calls it out. It's just like he just wants like attention. Like he doesn't do anything with her, but it's like super creepy, and everyone acknowledges it.
Hey, leave Scott the programmer alone.
I mean, I don't think it's right on set, but he needs serious help. Why does no one care?
Well, so it's not that people don't care about the idea of this. It's just that you kind of have to face punishments for the things that you've done before you can receive care for the things that you need. So in Seth's case, he's fucked over an enormous amount of people. If we're just going to say, well, he needs help, I'm like, okay, but what about all the things that he owes people? What about, like, the thousands of dollars that he owes people?
Okay.
What about all the damage that he's done to people?
So let me clarify, in case they had come in still here. Seth was accused of getting CP, or trying to get CP, being an asshole, scamming his audience.
Those come after the help. No, those come before the help.
Manipulating.
Blackmail, coercion.
He was basically accused of everything short of like physical violence.
Well,
I think he tried to apologize to Clyde, but he said he felt bad about it, but then like he kept saying statements that were.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Mangler, but depending on some of the things that Seth wants to do, if he could meet with Clyde, couldn't you call that like assault? Because I know battery is physical harm.
Well, so there is a bit of a difference between battery and assault. So battery is like.
No, I'm saying like, would you class it as assault because it was a threat of violence?
Oh, actually, yes, Kyle's right there, because technically battery or assault is the intent to hurt somebody. Yes, that is correct.
Yes, whereas battery is more so damaging a person's body without any particular like it's a guilty act of assault, but it's void of the mens rea, which is the guilty mind. Which is the different. If anyone ever asks you, like, what's the difference between battery and assault? Battery does not have the mindset of the intent to harm. Assault does. You can't prove that? Can't prove that battery doesn't have intent? Oh, I'm assuming this. I was going to say, that's literally how battery is classified in the criminal justice system. He just wants to save what's left of his dignity. Oh, are you referring to him not feeling bad about anything? I think you can make a reasonable case. So the problem is that at this point, the saying of wait, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I know this is like Balrog stream, so I don't want to like take up any time, but he seems occupied with helping these murderers.
It also makes it easier having someone who actually has watched more or less everything.
Yeah, and also happens to know a little bit about the legal system.
Also, Kyle, you were cutting
Just
out there.
You call him, but I call
Hello,
him.
Cypher.
Wait. Okay, so you call them Kyle. You're cutting out again. You said you called them murderers.
I call them murderers. You call them what?
Freedom fighters.
Freedom fighters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad.
Okay. So I'm gonna go through this. He didn't apologize to Swag and Clyde. Seth doesn't feel bad about anything. He just wants to save what's left of his dignity. I actually kind of agree on that one. If Seth doesn't apologize for anything, I see no reason to believe that. What did he do to Clyde? Manipulated him. Was just a genuine asshole across the board. Potential fucking blackmail or not? No, I'm not gonna say
not potential blackmail. There's definitely stuff there that you could argue is pretty defensive.
Okay, so basically he was just like a super fucking big asshole to fucking Clyde. Also, Pimp Demon. So you're taking him from the comic thing? Is that like one comic page or several?
So the issue here with saying that we can't prove that Seth feels any of this, I'd like to point out that the entire stream was explaining to Zim, or not Zim, sorry. A significant chunk of the stream was explaining to Seth, like about an hour to 2 hours, that like Seth isn't going there to defend himself. The reason why he's upset and he's pissed off is because he got caught. He doesn't care about like even the degree of like innocence that he particularly has. His specific position is you can't prove it, not that I'm innocent, which are two completely different positions. Like saying I'm innocent is not the same thing as asserting, well, there's no evidence that I'm guilty. These are two very different things. Someone in the comments section kind of pointed out exactly what I'm talking about. It's very sociopathic to have a person say something where you assert that where you assert that well, if you don't have verbal confirmation of me saying something, if you don't have evidence of me doing this, then there's no proof of it existing. It's like, bro, this is a disingenuous position to take. When a person is accusing you with a mountain's worth of evidence, you refute that evidence or you fuck off. Like, that's it.
Seth misspoke?
Seth misspoke? No, you can't say that. Because they literally caught him on stream lying multiple times.
Hey, Zim,
even when he went back multitudes of times.
Zim, when you swim, can you swim as swaggered as this?
What the fuck is that swimming animation?
Azar, I could believe you if it was
like... a waterbender!
If he was consistent with his position, but man, this guy is like a snake.
Hang on, so...
in the water, he would just...
Sparta posted apparently a deleted tweet from Seth. Predator weak as hell in this movie. Lol, put me in there and I'll show him a real predator. What the fuck? Do you believe for anyone else but Seth?
No, incorrect. There are plenty of people that I would believe would do the same thing that Seth did.
Rin? No.
There are plenty of people that I could actively think would do the same thing that Seth did.
Careful, boys. Careful what you say. I'm recording.
Oh no. If Noodles said a lot of this information and Noodles was found to be lying multitudes of times, which I did watch the rest of the stream, there was evidence that he did say the N-word. That was correct. I did see that. However, there's a bit of context that's presented there. So The difference in that stream, as I said multitudes of times, is that they are going there to explain what Seth did wrong. Okay? They're not unwilling to accept consequences for their actions. That was made pretty clear even by the end of the stream.
They were all so enamored with him, earnestly believing
So,
his every word.
the ultimate problem that we have here is that we have one person,
I cannot blame them.
Noodles, who did acknowledge after pushback, he did acknowledge that he said the N-word. He acknowledged that he had to apologize for that shit. But that's the worst he went, as opposed to Seth, who openly, after admitting it multiple times, went back on it every single time,
I shall not disappoint him.
parroted Clyde's story about his specific abuse, which makes it very difficult for me to believe Seth. There's also the fact that it's difficult to empathize with him as a human being when he is literally not only being this horrible person to everyone involved. He's being a completely horrible human being. Everything that he said has made it so difficult for me to believe him as a credible piece of information. Because he could be lying about a significant amount of this information, and I wouldn't know. I wouldn't be able to ask him because he's basically his own worst enemy. Because anything he says could be a contradiction from what he was presented initially. I would need someone close to him to sort of verify his authenticity. But here's the problem. What the problem with this is? All his fucking close friends ditched him. They're gone. They left him. He's the common denominator.
That is true. Almost all of Seth's friends or people on YouTube who were friends with Seth, basically all of them left his...
Yes, the people who were incriminating him are his friends, his colleagues, his work advisors, people he was fucking hitting on, mods and admins in his server, collaborators, colleagues, everybody.
From what I understand, Seth kicked Six out before any of this happened. That's not really that Six left. Did. Seth just got rid of Six. Out. Which I don't understand how the fuck you kick out somebody like that. That's just fucking weird.
It was those Naruto handbooks. It's too much for him.
He literally... Six has a video going over the situation. He basically said that, like, I'm bored of your personality. We're done.
Wait, is that why Six left?
Yeah, Six... I think Six doesn't want to be any more involved in the scenario. He thinks it's a fuck situation, but yeah, it's kind of like that. He just kind of wants to have, like... Doesn't want to talk about it.
That's so weird.
Yeah, no, what Noodles said was definitely fucked up, but the difference is that Noodles didn't orchestrate. For starters, let's walk back the time. Let's wind the clocks back a few years. Noodles was not responsible for propagating this entire debate-based environment that led to all of these circumstances being made the way that they did. I'm not saying Seth, even in that response, is responsible for every circumstance. Of course not. He's not in control of every single Discord server that happens or every single YouTube channel. What he is responsible for, and what I've mentioned multiple times, especially in co-hosting this stream, this YouTube, is that as content creators, you have a responsibility to keep track of your audience and your community and to not let them get out of hand and not go crazy. You do that by establishing rules, basis of conduct, and a general expectation of rationality, honesty, and openness and truthfulness. Seth fucked all of that in the ass. He was like, caution to the wind, I'm going to be the biggest asshole the world has ever seen. I'm going to make it a persona, or I'm going to argue it's a persona, and then everything will be fine.
It's a pretty weak persona, all things considered. I've seen stronger. Anyway,
he should have gone with an Izanagi.
He should have gone with Izanagi for sure.
He thought he was Aizen, but he was actually Hisoka.
But yeah, no. So going back down for a minute, Neo. Difference between Noodles and Seth is that Noodles recognizes that admits his issues. Seth is too prideful to admit his issues, and he doubles down on them. I think when someone asks you why did you solicit child pictures like that, and your response is fucking the internet was different, I think there's a fucking problem.
And then you try to play it off by saying, I wasn't targeting her, I was abusing everybody.
Does he actually fucking say that?
Yeah. It's just like, but you were like, he was asking, like, but you were targeting her, like you were sending her this or asking her for this information. It's like, I wasn't focusing on her, I was acting that way to everybody. It's like, so you're acting that way to kids. There's even a point where he said, like, you can accuse me whatever you want, call me the pedo, the sexifier. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like, he verbatim said that. Go back and find the clips. If I went in there, I would be able to find it. It would take me some time, but like, he verbatim just says, I do not give a fuck. Now, granted, he later apologizes. I just don't know if I can trust that apology.
These words, like this dick, is for all ages.
Oh no!
EDP versus Seth. I don't know what that is. Also, no Noodles, just virtue signaled. The difference between Noodles and I hate this term, virtue signaling. It's so fucking inconsistent.
Oh, what the fuck? God, he looks so creepy in person.
What? So my understanding of the Noodles situation is that regardless of what Noodles has said, Noodles has already gone out on record with the amount of information that Seth has been provided, and his specific position was to just explain and to warn people to stay away from Seth and his behavior. That has been his position from the get-go, and he was consistent with that position regardless of what was said on the stream. He has not contradicted that position. He has consistently reinforced that position. That position has not been refuted. This is the problem that Seth has. All the people he is claiming against not only are friends of his or close friends of his or close collaborators and people that wanted to work with him that actively gave him shitloads of labor for a significant amount of the stuff that makes him famous that he took credit for, and they're actively now exposing him with this information. They've been consistent with those positions, and they've supported that with an overwhelming majority of evidence.
Wait, is that a gun scythe?
That's awesome. I want it. I want that weapon.
And he has not.
Ruby, eat your fucking heart out.
Sorry.
Wait. This game came out during the PS2 days. Oh my god, fucking Rooster Teeth fucking stole this concept.
Rooster Teeth stole the concept from Final Fantasy VIII, technically. Although I did not know there was a specific gun scythe out there. Oh, well, his actually turns into a gun, though. His isn't like Ruby's, where it's just like a sniper. His actually turns
his turns into a rifle and like a handheld.
That's fucking cool.
TLDR, he needs to be able to refute their positions with an overwhelming preponderance of evidence. That's what he should have done instead of showing up on that stream. That's the main point. Until then, an average person has no reason to believe whatever he says. Because like he only went on there and made it worse for himself. He's arguably destroyed more of his credibility now than he ever has. Unless Seth can wait out the kidney failure, then Seth got it. What kidney failure? What the hell?
I think he just means like for what's going on with the channel. I mean, as much as I hate to admit it, seeing how Seth's fans reacted to it, it's very clear that Seth's going to come out of this pretty fucking like crystal clear. I think the only people who are gonna tell him, who are like dumb, who are gonna be like seriously done with him, are just people who are already done with him.
So you know most of the community.
Oh, hang on. What's his true power? Is he a robot too? Oh, I think what the?
Wow, that is a gunblade.
He's just showing off.
So that's the ace up his sleeve.
Did he get stronger, Kyle?
Either that or he's showing me the jewel in his chest.
He did not get stronger, so he might have new attacks.
Beat the German.
Virtue signaling is literally just virtue signaling is the expression of a moral viewpoint with the intent of communicating good character. The problem is that Noodles isn't doing this. He literally doesn't care if he looks good or not. The whole point of virtue signaling is to make oneself look good. This is correct. Neo is absolutely correct. Noodles does not give a fuck.
Kyle got screwed.
Noodles and every one of the friends at this point does not give a fuck how they look like this.
Hang on,
Their only intention is to explain. Oh, sorry.
I have to say, do not go after Seth's fan base or anything. I have to say it now. Because Pimp Demon's joking around, but if fucking something happens, I might get in trouble. Do not actively go pursue violence against Seth or his fan base. Obviously, no violence is intended.
Why would anyone pursue violence against his fan base? We're just explaining things that he did wrong.
Well, you know, I'm just not gonna say anything. Move on.
Okay,
Ace was never an option.
Oh my god. You say as you're literally murdering someone on screen.
Well, at least Kyle's.
I'm sorry. You're fighting for freedom. My bad.
Hey!
Continue.
You're only a terrorist if you lose.
That's fucked.
Hey, just remember that the Rebel Alliance and Star Wars are technically terrorists.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, technically the fucking what terrorist to a regime that's like totalitarian.
So you're a terrorist.
To a regime that's totalitarian.
Mangler, are they not the government? Are you not attacking civilian structures in order to get at the government? That's what we call terrorism.
A government that blows up your planets and kills entire species on a whim.
If they lost that war, they would have been considered terrorists. You're only a terrorist until you win.
You know, the greatest irony of that is that the Star Wars original trilogy is supposed to be an analogy for the Vietnam War.
Be careful. He might still have.
And the Empire in that analogy is literally the United States of America. And the Rebel Alliance is the Vietnamese. Tales of Vesperia, but this game is too long. Yes, we have been going for quite some time. We seem to be on part 12.
No, for peace makes me war.
Why did you fight us nothing? With nothing?
If I learned something that you are an asshole, the past will chase you down one way or another. It can't. By saying I'm pro BLM, he will now inherently look like a good person. No! People are not going to look at that video, and Noodles knows this fully well, especially with the content and information presented there. People are not going to look at that video and think that Noodles is a better person. What they're going to realize is that Noodles presented a video that explains what Seth was doing and that Seth is not to be trusted. Even if they think that Noodles is still a shit human being, they have no reason to believe anything that Noodles said in regards to Seth was a lie. They have no reason to think that.
So how did you guys get back Estelle? Kyle beat her and she came back to her senses.
What was that all about? He was...
There's also just the problem that...
But maybe he also...
How to explain this? So, Seth, or I guess Clyde, Swag, Charlie, pretty much every person involved in this discussion doesn't particularly care how good they look. I believe Clyde made it clear multitudes of times on his streams, on the video, on that stream, that he had been planning to kill himself. So, he does not give a fuck what people think of him. His moral character is not necessarily something relevant. What he's trying to do is be transparent with the information received so that people can know what Seth is doing and what Seth acts like. Because he understands Seth as a content creator with that many people under his platform has a lot of power and the ability to influence.
And we've seen that influence as well too. Literally look at how the debating community ended up in shambles.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's no surprise we can point to any example under the sun. A significant chunk of the content creators that are his friends were the leading power scalers for most of those communities. Clyde was the leading Bleach power scaler. Swag was the leading Naruto power scaler. I'm trying to remember if anyone else was doing one for One Piece.
What the fuck is that?
I mean, everyone has depression, anxiety, and suicidal tendencies nowadays. I mean, that's definitely more apparent nowadays, but still, okay. What does that really matter, though? Again, at the end of the day, no matter how you really scratch it, Clyde and Noodles character isn't really the central focus here, nor do they really care about it. You can't really call it virtual signaling if they don't really even care about having to look good out of it. Literally, they even admit that they don't really care if they look good or bad out of this, which admittedly they don't really look perfect and clean coming out of this either, and they even admit that themselves. So either way, it's not really virtually signaling in like the way you're really thinking of, honestly. And you like claiming it's pandering isn't necessarily it kind of comes off as being kind of cynical when you really think about it, because you're kind of implying that like them having just basically morals that essentially a lot of people share in common society is just essentially for their own personal gain and the likes, and not just something that they have themselves or and they agree with themselves and the likes. You get what I'm saying here. What I'm trying to say here is your point of view kind of comes off as very cynical, and not just like cynical of basis, but just cynical for the sake of it.
That's a cool. I mean, as well.
Clyde, want to kill myself, internet. Oh no, you poor thing. Seth, I want to kill myself, internet. Shut the fuck up, loser. So the difference between those two things is that Clyde made hours and hours and hours worth of content explaining all the specific reasons why and gave a specific timeline. And Clyde doesn't make an entire persona around being a liar and like a giant debating asshole.
Seth did One Piece scaling? I do not remember that. I remember he did terrible
Whereas-
Yu-Gi-Oh scaling.
Seth has a very Seth only started talking about the idea of him specifically having the desire to or having suicidal tendencies for like one of the first times in this stream. And that was not at the beginning. That was after 6 hours of being grilled.
Hey, Mangler. Okay.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, but like, I really want to talk about this because now this is kind of getting a little personal now. So, Ozzer, like, I'm gonna be very dead set with you, very honest with you. I feel like the way you're looking at this is not only kind of very tasteless, but also just in general very disregarding of the fact that yes, words even on the internet and actions on the internet do have consequences on people and their psyche and so on and so forth. Like, dude, I've told this many times before, but I've never really turned to specifics. But if you know about my situation, the fact that I was harassed and not only harassed, but had like a whole lot of allegations pushed against me that were false, to the point where I was basically blackballed from a lot of places and isolated from a lot of places. Like, again, a lot of that shit affected me, and it was to the point where I've told many people this, that I was just on the verge of just wanting to fucking kill myself in the likes, because I was just felt like, because I felt at a point where I was like, hey, people would be better off without me, and it's like people clearly don't like me anyway. So it's like, and not to mention, it didn't help that I was going through a lot of issues in real life as well too, specifically with I've told this on my server before, specifically with a girl who I really liked a lot and who I've had a relationship with a lot, and the likes did something very disgusting regarding our relationship, and I was just very down in the slumps regarding it. I've said it in my server, and if you've read the story, you already know how fucked it was. So combine that with the fact that I'm online, one of the places where I considered a safe space, essentially, kind of, from all this trauma and shit that I was going through myself. Yeah, you get why, and then you get why some people really do kill themselves off of shit that happens online, or at least consider it a possibility. The only reason I'm getting a little bit of offended, not really offended, but more so kind of upset of how you're looking at this, is because I feel like it's negligible, but also just completely inconsiderate of how stuff like this even happens per se. Because I hate to be that type of guy, but not everyone has a strong will, and not only that, but not people handle things the same way as others, unfortunately. Like, not everyone is wired to handle that shit, and like again, I know the idea sounds kind of crazy and sounds kind of passe, but it's more than just, oh, someone said something bad about me online, I'm gonna kill myself. Like, there's almost always more nuance to it than just that, and you gotta factor in that everyone that you're talking this shit to are not only real people, but people who go through actual shit in real life. That usually is kind of just a catalyst for them wanting to do shit like this, and the internet just being the nail in the coffin. And again, the reason why I bring this up is because you can very easily apply this to Noodles or Clyde and the likes. We don't know what the fuck's happening in their real life. They could have had a parent that died or something like that, and the internet was like basically a safe space for them, kind of. And even that's being compromised, and now they're just to a point where it's like, I don't want to live anymore. You get what I'm saying? Probably not, but hey, that's just how it is.
2 hours.
I also think that it doesn't really help matters that at least when Seth brings up the card of I want to kill myself, he kind of always did it in a more of a defensive mechanism. Like
Yeah, he didn't seem to say it in more of
a Moonlight Sword Dark Souls reference.
What's the? Oh, hang on, before I get back to that, 2 hours. What
like
is the
that
2 hour thing about? Devil, what are you referring to when you say 2 hours?
What the fuck is that sword?
Context. When Seth brought up wanting to kill himself, it seemed very, very, very out of place. Set up a red flag for a couple reasons. So, one, at this point, he had already admitted multiple times to the allegations in question. Two, the stream had mostly died down, and he had already had like most of the positions thrown his way, and he had already addressed most of the comments that are concerned, or at least had heard them. And he had been blasted by the host and the co-host at this point in time, and it just felt like when the stream was ending, like Zim said, he was just putting it in a really defensive context. He wasn't doing it as a proactive response the way that Clyde did. When Clyde explained that he was going to kill himself, or not, no, he was going to kill himself, that he could have killed himself, or he was attempting to during these periods of time, like after the fact. He was explaining it in the context of a timeline because he wanted to explain every single piece of detail to give people context for the entire story. He was not like, well, let me go debate Seth, and then when Seth is done explaining something to me that I disagree with, or after making allegations or something, at the end, when I feel like I'm in a position of pressure or with no way out, or I feel like I'm being cornered, I'm going to pull the card that I'm suicidal, which that could be true. The issue is, why are you saying it in that context, and why are you using it that way? That is not. I don't think that is acceptable behavior.
Hang on. Devil, how come you ain't in VC? Because Devil's working. I'm just saying people are fickle. Once they decide you're the bad guy, that's it. Seth was bound to lose. He literally told Omar.
Seth is the bad guy. That's the point. He is the bad guy.
2 hours of really?
I'm sorry to be that guy, but Seth was always in the wrong. It isn't a case of he was like wronged and there was evidence to back. No, he's fucked. He's absolutely fucked. And he hasn't. And as far as we're concerned, as of right now, he really has no answer for it. He had a chance to defend himself on stream, and guess what he did? He had nothing but ad hominems and just basic excuses that don't have any merit to them or logical anything. It's like, dude, he had an opportunity to at least kind of, clear the waters, and he couldn't even do that bit at least. What does that tell you? That tells you that he has no defense. He's basically fucked at this point. And not only that, but it also tells you that he's more than likely guilty. Like, he more than likely is. Like, I'm not going to say 100% that he is, but 99% I would say he's fucking guilty, dude. Like, come on now.
Clyde did say he and Seth had similar childhoods and could relate to each other about it. Seth abused and fucked with them for years. For one, is a bad dude. 2 hours of grilling. Yeah, but there are some people who just don't know how to take criticism, always put themselves in self-defense mode, regardless of any intent that people trying to say to them. Seth is evil. 1 sec. Seth worse than any DMC demon. So the thing is that there's a good chance that Seth probably has issues, 100%. And that doesn't excuse the fact that the way he treated his friends, though, and the way he treated everybody is still like, let me be the biggest piece of shit on the planet, you know?
They also pointed this out on the stream as well, that we can acknowledge that you have issues and you can have problems and you can see help for it. The issue is that you take these problems and you project them onto other people. You're projecting your suffering and your trauma onto someone else. So assuming we're taking you at face value, we believe what you have to say, you're taking something that you know is a problem and you're actively putting it onto someone else. That is not acceptable behavior, especially for an adult, a grown-ass man, to just be acting this way towards minors of all people. And yeah, he also did the stuff in Clyde's video did show that he had used what he asserted were his suicidal tendencies, which I do believe he does have some issues going on up there that he might be struggling with. He used those issues to claim to Omar that what was it? He used those to manipulate people, but he said to Omar that if he hangs out with other people, he'd shoot himself. This is correct. I remember him mentioning this stuff in that when I watched that video. But I'd actually seen screenshots shown to me from several people in other servers years prior, that it indicated that Seth was manipulating people in regards to suicidal tendencies. I just didn't know he was doing it in regards to his friends or his colleagues. I thought he was doing it in regards to people he wanted to hang out with in his server. I had no idea he was doing it to someone like Clyde, and I had no idea he was doing it to something like Swag.
Hang on. I have to ask the question. Ozra, what exactly, like, do you think, like, fucking going around asking for child naked pictures and stuff like that? Like, like, at what point is that just, like, Seth's just a bad dude? Like, is the idea that he wants to potentially end his life really the only thing we're gonna focus on? Like, why are we acting like Seth's not, like, in the wrong here?
Well, I was actually gonna respond to one thing, but let me see. As long as people deem you the bad guy, people will grill you. You guys blatantly overlook his trauma because you don't like him. I can relate to that. What you guys are doing to Seth, my family does to me. Well, here's the thing. I want to add my 2 cents on this matter. It's not that we're overlooking, or at least on my end, I'm not overlooking Seth's trauma. I'll admit it. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to discount it and say that and be one of those people who say, "Oh, we acknowledge your trauma, but clearly it doesn't matter," because it does. It absolutely doesn't matter. At the same time, there is a certain level to where it's like there's a certain level to where, like, yes, it definitely does influences his actions and it does influence stuff. But at the same time, there's also a line in between where it's just, yeah, at the end of the day, he's also kind of responsible for himself too, and the likes too. So, like, for me at least, yes, I'll acknowledge the trauma and I will acknowledge that, yes, it definitely plays a part in it. But at the same time, like everyone else, I don't really think that it's a good excuse for everything. Like, it explains something, but doesn't really excuse it per se. And that's not really a bad thing per se. It's just that that's just how it is. Like, it doesn't erase that happened. It just explains why it happened in that sense. And so the reason why I bring this up is just because of the fact that, like, again, yes, Seth has gone through a lot of shit, and he's clearly not mentally well. Like, that's very apparent. But at the same time, that doesn't really mean that it's going to just erase the fact that dude's done some pretty grimy shit. And, like, and as Zim mentioned, like, that doesn't even extend to, like, soliciting, like, nudes and shit. Like, that's just not really trauma related whatsoever. That's just
It's
kind
also
of
sorry to interrupt you, Neo. That also wasn't the focus of the allegations. I want to be clear here. Keemstar made that the focus of the actual video was the solicitation of nudes. That was not the problem in the allegations. That was one thing in an ocean's worth of problems that they mentioned, mainly which was blackmail
Hang on.
and defamation.
Ozra, what the Ozra, what do you mean this is what I'm saying? You're literally defending Seth, who has all the evidence against him, at least at this point, is proven to be a fucking scumbag. And your main defense is he had a bad childhood.
He's also lied consistently, was caught on camera lying multiple times, and admitted and confessed to it multitudes of times, and then walked it back multiple times.
No. So Ozra's my friend, and I have conversations with him in private, but, like, so he understands where I'm coming from here and why I'm speaking up on this. Where do you not understand how you look here?
But if we rack our brains a little, we should be able to figure it out.
So why haven't we figured it out yet?
sorry, I don't mean to, like, well, then again, are you, like...
Yeah, you can go ahead, Neo. I just want to ask, because, like, I'm not understanding what you're seeing here, Ozra. Go ahead, Neo.
What I was gonna say here is that, like, here's the thing that I kind of agree with Mangler here. Well, more so kind of touching on Mangler's here. The only reason that Keem focused on the pedophilia / soliciting nude shit is because, one, people demonize that shit more so than anything else, and it's easy to focus on. And also, two, just because of the fact that it's basically one of the things that Seth can't really argue too much against because of how blatant it is. So, but the thing about it is, yes, it's kind of like a microcosm of all the issues that, like, Seth has done, which is multitude, and a lot of it is, again, not linked to his trauma, or really is entirely explained by his trauma. Like, yes, there's certain things that definitely are a result of, like, mental issues and shit like that, but a lot of the shit is just him being an asshole and being a dick. Like, again, and keep in mind too, I, like, as far as me goes, like, I'll definitely give a lot of people the benefit of doubt, even if they do some pretty fuck shit. If like, hey, there's something about them that kind of explains this. Like, I'm not going to excuse it, but I'm definitely going to probably not be as hard as on other people as, and so on and so forth. Like, again, if if this was just left at like Seth being a dick and like some other stuff, I probably wouldn't even be as hard on Seth, even though I don't like the dude at all. Like, admittedly, I'm gonna be upfront. I never liked Seth. And this is just only a mic. This is just right here. It's just only kind of like an example of why I've never liked them and likes. But even holding my feelings aside, if it was just left to like stuff like him being a dick, him being manipulative, and so on and so forth, okay, fine. I will definitely factor in his childhood and all this other type of shit, and definitely kind of soften the blow a bit and not be as like cooking as some other people are on the dude. Like, I'm not going to excuse it, but I'm also going to just, not be as hard, because at the end of the day, everyone's a human being. Everyone fucks up. Yes, even people even fuck up to people even fuck up to high degrees that may seem quote unquote inexcusable or evil to other people, but at the same time are just again hardwired and hard coded into what a human is capable of being, whether it's good or bad. But at the end of the day, a lot of stuff that Seth has done is just not trauma related. It's just straight up him being a dick. Unfortunately.
You guys ever think about why the way he is?
I do. I do genuinely think about the why he's the way he is. Like part of the issues I think I had with Seth initially, when speaking less about the allegations now and more so about his conduct in the discourse. I'm going to speak more so with respect to the past tense, because I have talked on this channel about my issues with Seth, and my issues have mainly been that his conduct in public is, well, while he can be professional in his scripted videos, and I like how he acts in some of them he is a complete asshole. And then on his streams, where he's supposed to be more calm, collected, a little bit more reasonable, willing to talk to his fans, he is disrespectful to his fans. He is rude. He tells them that they're stupid for giving him money. And he'll make fun of them, scam them. Then they'll give him tons of money, sometimes thousands of dollars, to answer these questions. And then he won't even answer them or be disingenuous about how he answers them. And then this goes on for weeks on end, months on end, and he's making shitloads of cash off of this behavior while also running a persona that he claims like, well, I'm just an asshole. And it's like, it's just a persona. It's just like a guise. And it's like, okay, but at what point are you just also being a terrible human being? We can talk about why that is, why you're like that on a psychological level, but you're still a terrible human being. You don't stop being a terrible human being because you understand that. All you've developed at that point is self-awareness. The deeds haven't gone undone. It's up to you to decide what you want to do with that. So here's what Seth could have done. Let me explain to you what Seth could have done that would have been more responsible. Number one, do not show up to this stream. Number two, make a direct video attempting to explain yourself and defend yourself, or own up to the allegations or positions, or refute the significant amount of evidence presented. And if not, he could have owned up to the allegations, or in part to some allegations, attempted to refute what he could, and then explained that he was sorry, or at least attempting to seek some mental help or some sort of like expert that could have helped his state or his mental state, so that he wouldn't be treating other people in this conduct. He could have acknowledged that he was going to refund the people for the Naruto versus Ichigo project, which cost thousands of dollars. He could have been significantly more transparent on that position.
Oh yeah, lying about the money he got on like Patreon and shit.
That was a big one. He could have that would have gone a long way. He could have made another like set of apologies specifically to everyone anyone he has ever harmed in that video, much in the way that Clyde did. And then after that point, if he wanted to go and publicly defend himself, if at that point people were being more of a dick to him, I understand they might have just been a dick to him because he was Seth, but it would be a little bit easier to hold a defensible position for him. Actually, it would be a lot easier because he'd actively be making an attempt to change. I don't know if that would be entirely sufficient because that would need a little bit more of a time frame. But we would at least be able to say he was making an attempt.
I mean, okay. I hate to kind of cut in here, but like, I'm gonna be real here. Here's my personal takes on the matter. This may or may not be a bit of a hot boiling take here, but honestly, if he honestly would have apologized for all the shit that he done, yes, even including the soliciting shit. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. He probably wouldn't have. He probably wouldn't have been able to fully come back from that. But at the same time, I feel like people would still have a lot more respect for that than if he did anything like than if he just like basically didn't double down or just basically resort to ad hominem essentially. And they're like, here's my thing on the matter, and here's where people may disagree with me here. I don't believe in the concept that that anything is quote unquote is. I don't believe in the idea that like what's how do I want to word this? Was because there's a specific term for it, and I'm trying to remember what it was.
What do you think?
Absolute.
No. It'll come. Hold on a second. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. Come on, don't just. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. So what I'm trying to get at here is, I don't think that there's anything Seth could have done that makes him irredeemable. Personally, I feel like yes, and people can bring up the whole but he was soliciting news from a minor. I mean, yeah, that's fucked up. But at the same time, I don't think that he can't change and change as a person and come back from that or something like that. Because at the end of the day, it's shown. Matter of fact, people, whether you believe me or not, studies have shown that like people can feel regret for what they done, and not only that, but also can actually actively improve. Not only improve on themselves, or like basically improve on their previous issues and so on and so forth. Whether it be whether it be something like a crime like homicide or something like that, like people can improve, and that's like not even just my personal opinion. There's actual evidence and like actual studies that shows that like criminals who do shit can improve, or people who do some fucked up shit that like society deems like pretty fucked up can improve, and so on and so forth. So what I'm getting at here is that like if Seth actively did apologize for this shit and actively did try to make changes, honestly, I would respect him a lot more than that, and probably so would a lot of people. Would people forget the fact that he was soliciting news or a lot of other shit? Probably not. But I would honestly argue that he has more grounds to be accepted under that pretense than just him basically doubling down on his shit and just not admitting that he fucked up. And that was a long ramble, like, more or less. What I'm trying to get at here is I don't think that anything that Seth has done makes him irredeemable. It's just the fact that like I feel like that he doubled down and he's just too prideful to actually admit on his shit.
I think I got disconnected during that. So if you check a significant chunk of Clyde's video, Clyde made it clear that like if Seth was just willing to apologize for not being an asshole and just decided to be a little bit nicer to him, he would not have released that video. And he probably would have been willing to have like a much more peaceful resolution. I don't think like Seth would have gotten out of the entire thing scot-free, but man, he would not have gotten the exposure that he had now. He would have been in a much better position to like work and develop himself in a more creative manner. This could have had a much more peaceful revolution. But yeah, that obviously didn't turn out that way. So I guess we're here now. Old Seth and six VODs are crazy in hindsight. Hello, Vaseline. I think you're new here?
Yeah, Vaseline's new here.
What a name. Damn, I didn't know it was this bad. Oh, hello, Neil. Jeremy says hello.
It does.
What's homonome? Homonome?
Well, you plan to retire anyway?
Why can't I say that?
Yes, Seth was already planning to retire in about 2 years.
And if I whirl it around just so, it becomes a deadly weapon.
And even that?
You said hominin? Oh, he's asking what ad hominin is, I guess.
Up in your spell, Patty.
Merely one of the powers of this symbol.
Just look up what it is. It's a fallacy.
You'll fall for anything, won't you?
Takes 2 seconds.
Looks like he's going for an early retirement. I mean, it's been pretty clear for a while now that Seth's been tired of YouTube. The fact that he was willing to already start talking about retiring when he's making bank. Because let's be real here. I don't know if Seth's a millionaire per se. I know they say that in the video he is. But Seth was making bank, and he's certainly making a lot more money than like your average person would.
Ooh.
As far as I know, an ad hominem is an attack on a person's character. I'm not too sure what ad hominem is myself. I don't know too much of debate fallacies. Mango.
Oh, that's what he was saying. Ad hominem. Oh, he just said homonym. I was like, what the hell? Yes, ad hominem is an attack on a person's character. I want to be clear. There definitely is information that you can say is an attack on Seth's character in that video, like 100%. But the issue here with Clyde's video is that Clyde's video is trying to bring alertness to Seth's like character as a whole and how he chooses to act and conduct himself. It's kind of like the necessary content and context of the video, how it's formatted, makes it pretty much impossible to talk about him without talking about him in a negative light. Because no matter what, you're going to have to explain in explicit detail exactly what it is he did wrong, and thus his character is going to have to get damaged. That's kind of an inevitable outcome. Especially with that degree of evidence. Man, Seth needs a serious help. I'm glad someone else sees it. No one here disagrees with that. The fucking problem that we're having, Azara, is that people are prioritizing that over the fact that other people need help more than he does right now. When are we going to talk about the fact that he needs to reimburse all the people he fucked over?
No, Mangler, because Seth needs help. Because Seth said he was going to kill himself, so that matters more.
It's like, yeah, maybe if he had been saying that not in a manipulative context, everyone around him, to get them to like fucking be more involved in his project.
Look, it's just to look. It's very clear Seth has a problem, but I think if we're just gonna focus on that, we're kind of doing a disservice to literally everybody else who had issues, like been like sort of fucked over by Seth. You know. Like, let's first hold him accountable, and then once he's, like, done taking care of that and fixing that situation, then the man gets the help, you know? Also, it's really hard to say he needs help when he won't admit that he's kind of, like, fucked up either. I mean, you can disagree on that one all you want. I just think, like, you know... everyone said needs help the most. Clyde Newell is considered to have millions of people sucking him off. If you do something bad, you deserve to be hated on. It's that simple logic. A little too simplified. A little too simplified there, Pimp Demon, but to be fair, the basic concept's correct. If you've done something bad, you deserve to be held accountable for it, and then after you're held accountable for it, then you get help.
This is correct. You don't just get to, like, shoot someone and say, man, I'm sorry, I really feel bad for my actions. I'm like, that's okay, but, like, we can work on developing you after we've addressed your punishments. Because you have to pay the consequence for the action you just performed.
Unless, of course, you're Yuri Lowell, in which case, go ahead and continue shooting people.
Okay,
what the hell?
Hold on a second. Well, no, Ozra, you're missing the point here. The only reason that Clyde and them are even having issues is because of Seth. Seth is literally the causation of that. So, like, again, it's like, bruh, you're not making any sense here. Yes, Seth needs help, but why would we ignore Noodles and Clyde's like clearly issues that they have as a result of Seth and all the shit that he's done and treated them and the likes. Like, why would we ignore that and just completely focuses on Seth's situation?
Doesn't
Who, don't get me wrong, is pretty fucked, but also at the same time, again, he's kind of also they're pretty much their abuser. There's no way around it. Yeah, he's their abuser. Like, bruh,
doesn't
come on.
doesn't Critical and Keem have millions of subs? I don't know if Keem does. Critical,
Well, no,
yes.
we're not taking what you. Well, no, we're not taking. I'm not taking what you said to the most maximum extreme. That's literally what you said. Well, that's literally what your premise is implicating, essentially. Essentially,
Doesn't
like what
Clyde
you're
in the
essentially
spotlight?
implicating. Oh, sorry, my bad.
I was just gonna say, them being in the spotlight or center stage has nothing to do with this. You understand? They made it pretty clear that was going to happen regardless because of the sheer amount of information that they provided.
Oh yeah, Noodles is a bitch.
That was the entire. That was the entire intention, was to call attention to it.
No
But they
doubt, no
don't
doubt,
care
Damian,
about.
though.
No. They don't care about the specific spotlight. Let's be clear about something right now. Most of their time on YouTube has been at the mercy of Seth's manipulation. Have they done questionable shit during that time? Absolutely. Is a large part of it technically responsible, technically in part, caused by Seth? Yes. Do they want to hold him accountable for that? Yes. Do they also want to be held accountable for their actions? Yes. Because they all acknowledged in the videos that they made, they apologized to the people that they fucked over or cut ties with as a direct result of what was going on with Seth. They held accountability. They apologized for the things that they did.
And again, that's what I
But
brought
Clyde
to you.
apologizes like literally dozens of times in his video. I don't know how much clearer he has to be.
Mangler's taking this a little personally. Simmer down, Mangler.
I'm taking this personally because how many times do you have to state it to someone before it's clear that they've said the word?
Well, okay, so here's the thing again, and what Mangler says why I brought it was what I brought up to you before. It's like, dude, I don't know how to really tell you this, but like, at the end of the day, like, shoot, whatever Clyde and them is, like, they at least admitted their problems. Seth is too prideful to even admit that, and he doubles down on it. If anything, again, I feel like that if someone wants reformation, then they have to at least look within and look at their own problems, as zinny and kind of esoteric as that sounds. That's kind of just the truth. Seth can't even do that. So how is he supposed to get reformation if he can't even look at the root of the problem, which is himself, and specifically the stuff surrounding it? Again, so it's like, at the end of the day, say what you want about Clyde and Noodles. They're not squeaky clean here, but they can at least admit that. Seth can't even do that, and what he did was fucking far worse, and kind of hard to deny. Like, yo, that doesn't make any sense. Come on, like, Audra, I listen. I get
trained mentally to shoot the ring. Oh, go on, Neo. Sorry, it's just kind of top.
Like, Audra, I get that you like Seth and all and the likes, but come on, dude, you have to have some level of like level-headedness here. You gotta at least admit, or like have a type of concession that, like, yes, Steph is kind of just undeniably in the wrong here. But not only is he undeniably in the wrong here, he's undeniably the abuser, and undeniably is the one who is causing Clyde and all of them this trauma and this issues. Like, yes, everyone in here needs help. Everyone needs help. Clyde needs help. Noodles needs help. Seth needs help. All of them need fucking mental help. That's undeniable. But again, Seth, I mean, at the end of the day, he can't get it if he can't even recognize his own issues. And with Clyde and Noodles, they're literally the ones who are getting fucked over by Seth and are having trauma because of Seth and the likes. Like, again, you're gonna have to kind of focus on them first before Seth, really, at the end of the day, because of that same issues.
The biggest problem with Seth so far is the fact that if you look at everything that we know about him and the way he'll blatantly lie just to try and like get the blame off of himself, he's obviously a sociopath, but he's a sociopath that doesn't want to be helped.
Fucking Tom Berries.
And not only, and here's the thing, Ozra, the issue that I'm having and probably everyone else is having here is that you're just essentially denying any essentially your premise is kind of a bit hypocritical here, is because you're basically telling us to lay off of Seth because of his trauma, more or less, but also ignore Clyde's and Noodles, which is caused by Seth himself. essentially. So you're basically telling us to focus on one trauma, but not focus on all three of them, and also focus on the one who basically gave them the trauma to begin with.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger issue here too.
Well-
It's not just that like Seth was an asshole to them and stuff, and like Seth had trauma. It's that like at least for sure Clyde is also a trauma victim, and Seth compounded on that trauma. So it's kind of like you're telling us to ignore the abused who was already a trauma victim because his abuser is also a trauma victim.
You're not, Audra, you're not really pointing out our hypocrisy here. None of what we said is really hypocrisy or anything like that. Yeah, I would argue that everything that we said is what most people would generally argue, if not 99% of people would really argue here, and is kind of sensible, honestly. I'm gonna be real with you, man. Like, listen, dude, I'm not gonna say that like you're bad for thinking this or anything like this, or like that you're some scumbag for like making this argument or anything. But I'm just saying that I feel like your premise and your outlook is a bit misguided here, and it's kind of just a bit lacking of like consideration, if you get what I'm saying here.
Drama
Like-
alert got 5.56 subs.
Ignore the abuse.
Question
They
mark.
already have the center stage. It's their show.
That's Audra. Seriously?
No.
you're telling
Don't even attempt this one with Azra. We had a discussion with him earlier. Don't attempt it. Just ignore it and move on. It's not worth hitting this subject. Trust me.
What happened? What did I miss?
I won't say if Oz doesn't want to, but I'll just say don't hit this subject. Trust me, it's not worth it. Sorry. If I do say it, I'm not gonna say it for sure on stream. At any rate, it's gonna get on my nerves. Yeah, so we'll just leave it here. We'll just drop it here for now. For the most part, Seth, regardless of who the abuser. Seth is in the wrong. A lot of shit went down. This Keemstar debate should never have happened, though. I will say that wholesale. I don't know what the fuck.
So I think the intention was initially, based on what happened at the beginning of the stream, was that Clyde had gone on there. I don't think Charlie was in there. I think Noodles, Clyde, Swag, and then maybe like one other person went on there initially with the intention of explaining the situation, or explaining the allegations they'd had. Everything was going pretty well, and then he wanted to invite Seth into the Discord call. Rakeem wanted to, which Clyde told him he was not comfortable with that. He did not want to be there at all because he does not want to be in the call with the person who had been allegedly abusing him. And if he invited Seth into that call, he was going to leave. And then that resulted later in Arrow, I think, was brought on, and Seth later on, then Seth's lawyer, then Abraham was brought in. Then
Seth's lawyer was the weird part.
Then Seth's abused victim, then some guy that claimed to have worked on the dock wasn't.
Audra, okay, fine, you can leave. I mean, I would just be real with you. Your arguments are not really that good. I'm sorry. So, bye. See you.
I literally tried to move on from the subject. If that's how you want to take it, Audra, all right, man. You have a nice night, buddy.
Or isn't this old news? Why are people acting like they didn't know Seth was an abusive bitch?
It's not even some of the stuff that's been revealed is definitely stuff that wasn't revealed to the public, but some stuff that's like the allegations, for example, they've been circling for a while. And if you've been around in like debating places, you know about them. It's basically been an open secret until now.
Yeah, it's not really like even the stuff regarding this sexual conduct. That doc that was mentioned for that had been circulating around, I believe, a few years ago at least. So yeah, it's that information that was entirely new.
A lot of things have gone stale for me. Yeah. Well, I only mainly use YouTube nowadays to listen to music. Yeah, in all honesty, Seth has gone kind of stale for me. I stopped watching Seth. I watched Seth's on occasion. I'll watch one video, but I stopped watching Seth consecutively. I think like 2 or 3 years now. The problem is that he didn't really try to vary his content all that much, and when he did, they were for series I just didn't really care for, because I particularly don't care for Death Note. So when I saw, like, I watched Batman vs. Death Note the first time, because I was like, alright, let's give this a shot. But then I think he released one for Kira versus the Joker, right? I don't really remember, but like a lot of the other ones went on, I just stopped watching it. Because he did, like, I remember I saw like an how was it? I saw fucking a recommendation for, I think he had a L and Kira who would survive in fucking Squid Game.
Oh, that one was a little odd because I think I had seen Death Note at the time, but I had not seen Squid Game. So I was like, oh god, I don't know if I should watch this.
I never got into the Squid Game craze. However, I do know what Squid Game is about, but I never really got the hype for it.
I think watching Death Note, trying to put them through that is quite a trip.
So Squid Game.
We'll say that.
So Squid Game. Well, I mean, how do you even do Squid Game for Death Note characters? Wouldn't they literally beat like every single fucking? Oh, was L catch the Joker? Yeah, I don't know.
Not necessarily, because so the problem with Squid Game is that how the Squid Games work is that you have to have like a comprehensive knowledge of Korean children's games, specific Korean children's games, and how they work, and also like you have to have a pretty specific amount of skills that would allow you to get through these. Because keep in mind, these games are not intended to be fair. The game masters claim they're fair. They're not fair at all. Because anytime a person has advantages in the game, they intentionally shift and fuck over the game.
I would actually argue the only one that wasn't fair was the fourth one.
No. So you kind of missed the entire point of the purpose of the show, is that the show is literally intended to be like a reflected example of just capitalism.
No,
that's all it's intended to be.
I understand that, but like if we're gonna look at the games for a minute, the first game was red light, green light. The second game was the cookie one. The third game was marbles, I believe, or some form of marble game where you had to try and win the opponent's marbles.
That one was technically also unfair for a couple reasons. So for starters, the old man, assuming he wasn't, the creator of the game, assuming he actually had dementia, that would have been extremely unfair to him because, one, given that he's an elderly person, he's in a condition where his health conditions can be taken advantage of, and you can literally use that to kill him, or, well, I guess not kill him, but to win the game, which would result in his death. The foreign guy was just trying to work a job to, like, basically pay off his circumstance. He's not foreign. He's not native to Japan. He doesn't know how any of these games work. He's at a huge disadvantage. That is extremely unfair for him to be playing those games. The fourth game with the glass window ones, that guy was literally a glass window maker, or he made I think he either tempered glass for a job or something. Basically, he was able to observe the glass for a while, and once he figured it out, the game masters were like, "Oh, I think you can see it." Yeah, and then they just fucking killed him. They just fucking killed him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that one's unfair, sure, because they deliberately made it to where it's unfair, but the other ones, for the most part, were just play the game. And...
Also, the tug of war one was also directly unfair from from a perspective for the women as well. Yeah, no, like for because they made it clear from the beginning that no one wanted to have any woman on their team under the assumption that the entire game was going to be about strength, and people were like, hold up, but the game didn't have to be about strength. It's like, that's the fucking point! It had nothing to do with strength. The guys just assumed it would, so they didn't want any women on their team at all. That was the entire point.
Well, to be fair, that's people who just don't know that there's strategy behind fucking Tug of War, which is one of the...
I understand Tug of War has a little bit of strategy behind it, but you realize the entire point of the episode is to explain that these people were being singled out. Well, the entire point of every episode is that people are being singled out for in completely arbitrary reasons and being set on upon each other. Like, that was the entire point.
I'm sorry, did
So-
you just disrespect tug of war strategy?
So to get back to how this affects Death Note, how the fuck?
Oh, well, we're just gonna gloss over that, huh? Okay.
How the fuck is Kira supposed to get through this? He'll be like, "Oh yes, I'm gonna defeat L with my literal cookie cutter strategy." Is he even? Hold up a minute. Let's talk for a real second. Is he even in Korea during the events of Death Note?
I've never read Death Note.
You need to withdraw.
Because I was under the impression he was in Japan. Bro, they said they just shot it. They might as well have. Maybe the glass guy should have learned to see in the dark. Can't see him. What the fuck?
She's right. We're all here to bring Alexei down.
Well, so the general thing that I would say is that I don't know if they would have. I don't know if they would have been able to make it through that game because depending on where they live, especially in the case of L, I don't think they would have an understanding of Koreans' children games.
Poor Kyle. The perfect fucking time for his catchphrase, and he can't say it because everyone else is talking.
Oh. I mean, I'll stop talking if he wants to.
Hang on. Alright, we'll save here for now. No, it's
They
too late.
both
The
died?
moment has passed. Oh. Yeah, wait, are we actually at the end of the game?
Well, everyone's here.
Nah.
Welcome to the very depths of the
Welcome. I mean, Yuri.
It's over, Alexei. Don't add to your crimes any further.
Ah, Princess Estelaise. How nice to see you up and about. Which tells me Jaeger was useless. He's dead.
He'd come through
I thought surely he'd come through in the end.
I was mistaken.
How I was mistaken.
God, does Stacey Douglas play anyone who's not an asshole?
I mean, he plays
Yes.
CC Douglas.
To the ideals you held. What's changed?
Flynn, are you still saying things?
I was gonna mark the game master.
My methods.
Fuck
I'm
you!
just saying, if he could see in the dark, he would have survived. Yeah, but I think that's hardly the problem.
Hang on, I'll be back on the boat.
Alright, Yuri out here just being based. Like, is now really the time to say shit like that? Oh, what the fuck?
Ella's gonna have to is gonna outsmart the game master once, and then Ella's gonna be a corpse the next second. Well, so the thing about the game master is that he doesn't care if it's a fair environment. What he believes is that it is fair. He's put himself under the illusion that the entire scenario is fair. But as soon as he realizes that you have an advantage that's glaring enough to swing the game, he'll be like, "All right, let's see how you work without, like, this piece of equipment that everybody needs to play the game, or under this kind of pressure, or maybe I'll just kill you." Because the thing is that most of the decisions, if you see how Death Note usually resolves a lot of its conflicts between its protagonist and antagonist, it's usually characters attempting to or attempting not to do something in public with respect to each other's actions under the premise or assumption that what they're doing could get them caught. Like L, for example, or L or Light will play like a tennis game and will play aggressively to sort of like test out whether or not, like, oh, this person might be Kira, or like I play to his strengths to make him think that he might like win, but I need to be better than him because I have this compulsive need not to lose, but I also have to like really make it seem believable. And they're thinking about this every second of the tennis match.
Absolute power is all
Would Bruce Wayne survive Squid Game? That depends. Does he get the bat suit?
Just how many lives do you plan to sacrifice to acquire it?
No true reformation could as I follow the means presented by the Empire. You should understand this well.
Like if L or Kira had to play like a mind game where they convinced everyone, they could probably do a lot better. But the issue with a lot of these games is that these games are usually many of them, aside from individual exercise, are team building exercises. So, like, well, actually, I think only really the tug of war one. The glass one, there is nothing Kira could do in that situation. He would have to have an extensive knowledge on the temperament and like conditions of glass, and I don't think he has any information just to believe he could figure that out, especially not in the dark.
Played at some point that once it reaches the atmosphere.
I don't give a damn what you're doing this for, but you're making a lot of people cry.
Now this is just awkward of them to stand there despite the situation.
I mean, in all fairness, nobody's doing anything.
Oh wow, they are all standing there.
Look.
He's getting away. No, he isn't.
Jump! Everyone, jump!
Douglas voices Sekiro? Oh, the Sekiro narrator?
Douglas don't only play jerks. He voices the voice for Sekiro narrator. He's not a jerk.
Hey, boss. So you really want to go through with this?
Must I put up with such questions even from you?
Bruce Wayne gets the bat suit. He's just doing the normal job at the point out there. Well, at that point, he's just Batman.
Never agree with your way of doing things. A way that is
Also, I'm pretty sure Batman would have no reason to even participate in. He already has all the money he needs.
I was gonna say, Batman wouldn't be able to participate in this game because the way the Squid Games work is that they intentionally, basically function as like a predatory loan agency where they seek out people that they know have a history of outstanding debt, and they'll seek you out in a place in some public or maybe even like private area outside. And they will challenge you to a specific game with an attempt to give you a decent bit of money under the assumption that because you're desperate enough, they will literally like humiliate you, knowing fully well you can't pay the fine back. And then at a later time, they will call you with their Squid Game invitation card, and you'll be invited to the game, assuming you choose to accept it. So yeah, like. He would have to have outstanding debt, which I don't think Bruce Wayne's really. He's basically a billionaire. He's not their target audience. The opposite of their target audience.
Are you serious? And you think you can change the world?
And Bruce Wayne just buys out the company.
No, so Bruce Wayne. I think it'd be more likely that Bruce Wayne would probably get whispers that like. There's some collective bullshit of people getting dragged away to an area, and that seems like suspicious. With that's maybe he because in the show one of the police detective is investigating the disappearance of his brother. Bruce Wayne at best could probably end up investigating this person missing for some reason. He had reason to believe it might be.
Wait, did he just say a new world will be reborn? I just can't get winning team. Samaj, you want we can do one a little bit.
What's it called? You might think it might be some crazy conspiracy thing involved. If that caught wind of Squid Game, he would probably just try to buy it out. Or no, better yet, he wouldn't buy it out. He would show up at Squid Game as one of the investors that shows up at the end of the game that like donates. He would try to find a way. He'd be like, I will outbid every fucker at this convention. You will give me a seat.
Well, keep in mind that Batman can literally afford to pay for the Watchtower, which is like more expensive than anyone should be able to afford on the planet.
Oh yeah, no, he would easily be able to make it in there. Because keep in mind the amount of money that they're actually putting forward to the game, as far as the prize pool, I believe converts somewhere into a couple $100,000, or actually no, I think around $100 million US dollars. It's like something billion won. or yen or something. But the conversion rate is about 100 million US dollars. So these guys are most likely multi-millionaires. So he would be able to consistently outbid them.
Oh no!
And then he could just sneak inside the game.
Kyle's getting fucked.
This guy's a Batman.
Me.
Kyle, I thought you level capped the game. What are you doing? You're making level cappers look bad everywhere.
I never saw a level capped it.
Source?
Dante could have easily beaten the squirt game. Dante is good at using squirt guns.
I
Or any
mean,
kind
the
of
whole
guns.
point of Squid Game is that it's supposed to be something that, like, humans participate in. So, like, yeah, no shit.
Source? Last I heard, Neil, it was called Squid Game, not Human Game.
I'm trying to think of who would actually be a good choice. Because Squid Game is a very specific, death game setup. I would have to find like a very particular human character to throw in there.
Any human character you
like
could throw in the Squid Game would probably beat Squid Game pretty easily.
So I kind of disagree because like basically the forerunner guy there kind of pretty much disproves that because he gets killed in like the 3rd or 4th round just because he doesn't know the rules of the game and he basically gets abused.
Who?
Because there's
the forerunner guy.
No, yeah, because he's.
I mean, the problem is that, like, fucking any human character we still put in there could solve that problem, though.
Not really. If you don't know the rules of the game.
The problem is that intelligence only gets you so far if your opponent can literally fucking beat the living shit out of you.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, okay, that's not entirely accurate because anytime that you try to use violence to basically force your way out of Squid Game during the games, the guards are basically ordered to shoot you on sight.
No, from what I understand, you can use any means necessary to get the fucking marbles.
No. So that's not exactly accurate.
Oh yeah,
so
my weapon. Fuck my weapon.
You can use anything under the contents of a game that you agreed to. You have to agree to it in the context of a game. So you would have to be like really super ultra specific. But if you were to force someone or to fight them out of context, the guard will let you know. They will put you on warning one time that they will not allow you to intimidate players into giving them their marbles. You will have to challenge them to the conditions of the game, or you will be shot.
Let me get this straight. So, intimidation's too much, but stealing a guy's marbles flat out is okay.
You can literally create scenarios where it would be okay to steal someone's marbles. I'm telling you, Zim, this is the most coercive bullshit you've ever seen. Well, no, that's the entire fucking point.
The reason I'm pointing that out is because, like, the foreigner, if I recall correctly, actually wins his marbles, but the fucking guy takes them and by fucking cheating, by just stealing them.
Yeah. Well, the way he does it in particular is that he's down. I think he's down to one marble, and then he goes. He tells him to go check on this like thing in another section of the area to wait for him. Because he found a way, he believes he found a way to get them both out of there with the marbles, and then he ends up swapping two cloths that they have.
Did I beat the game?
After he takes off, after they've been playing basically all day, because he's like, "Hey, I'm going to come up with a strategy to get both of us out of here." And then after he takes off a part of his shirt to wrap this around because he's been like sweating for a while, he takes the two cloths that they had, swaps them. Within each of the cloths is their marbles. So at the end of the day, when he ends up winning, at the end of the day, when he wins, he ends up walking away with all the marbles, and the foreigner guy dies because he basically gets completely tricked into that position.
Is that really the end?
But there's a
Sorry, hang on, man. The game finally might be over. Great game overall, though.
Why is it called Squid Game if there's no squids? So there is one squid, but it's in the shape of the area that the arena is in.
You fool! You fool!
Is he gonna transform?
Yuri, look out! Yuri, look out!
Flynn!
Flynn!
Is Flynn dead? If he survived that, he scales. Yeah,
A lot of Phoenix Downs were abused on that day. This ain't zombies.
Provide more context to the scenario, because depending on what you get for that scenario, you can give it to either one, I think. It's called Squid Game because the last game you play in the Squid Game is a game called Squid Game for some reason. I don't know why it's called Squid Game, but
it's called Squid Game because of the specific design of how the arena works. It's supposed to look like an analogy of a squid and how you move through certain parts of the the lanes when you jump to like get past players follows the path of a squid.
If he gets knocked out, he doesn't scale. Not entirely true.
Oh no, animation.
What the fuck is this? Hang on, what is this? I'm surprised this game never got an anime adaptation.
Not a movie.
None of the Tales games have gotten anime adaptation.
That's weird.
Yeah, they do.
What? Wait, what the fuck? Is that technology fucking? What the fuck? What the fuck is he summoned?
Yeah, there we go.
What?
That's what we're looking for.
The fuck
is that tentacle?
Oh my god, he summoned Cthulhu!
Yep, there it is, and there's the real threat.
Alright, Kyle, he summoned God. Now go fight him. Patty, if you say that's your grandfather.
It's the Autophagos! It's the Autophagos! That is the power of Sunday. That is the power of Sunday. No, but I thought this cannot be. The Autophagos. Did you use that much air? Did you use that much air? No.
Oh yeah.
This catastrophe has always waited there.
What do you mean?
Alright, Yuri, stab him in the back.
Sealed off, far from sight.
Yes.
Yes. And now
Breath of Putin once rained down upon the ancients. And to think, I caused it all. The ultimate irony.
The Autophagos. It's probably a real name. Are we close to the ending, Kyle? Kyle's no. Neo, we're close to the ending.
Yeah.
Alright. Neo's beating this game.
Well, yes, I've played basically all the mainline Tales games. So, like,
I don't know all the Tales games, so. Is that Crystal gonna blast his ass? Kyle's in here? He is, but Kyle doesn't know if it's close to the end. Yes! Yuri! Kill him!
Yes!
Joe!
Alright, it's time for me to head to bed.
Alright, you have a nice night, Mangler. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, you guys do.
What the fuck? So, I like how I love how the party's so desensitized to Yuri killing people.
I'm sure that he's over there somewhere.
The Autophagos disappeared into the void. Yeah, well, guess they didn't really say they destroyed that thing. They just went off and left this piece of crap remnant behind.
So, Galaxy bitch, me person never gets slashed like that.
You fucking bitch!
What?
And they were never heard from again.
Oh, bro, the
You
party's
got the bad ending.
party's fucked now.
Could you imagine if it just said you got the bad ending?
Bro, I should have fucking slapped her around a little bit.
What happened to Yuri's armor? That's aesthetic. Canonically, he didn't wear any armor.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because Kyle's using a costume. He's not using the base Yuri skin actually. Bruh, she needs a little smack.
But yeah, no, the game. But yeah, no, there's still more to this game. You haven't finished it though.
Looks
and
Okay, that's good. Looks like controls him. I guess we'll find out. Yuri, it's me, your father that abandoned you when you were 6. It's your destiny to... The fuck is going on?
The leaders of the ancients possessed and were called the children of the full moon. The shrine of Zode received their lives in past. It seemed beyond promise away, saving the world.
Who saved him? Oh, this fucker.
So it was you who saved me.
So it was you who saved me. I couldn't afford to have this sword lost to the sea forever.
Hey, that's my sword. Kyle, take it back.
Okay. I still owe you my thanks.
I wanted to make sure my sword was okay. And I guess you were kind of attached to it. You wouldn't let it go, so I had to drag you too.
But one Dachi video? That whore. Who's this albino? He shows up every now and again.
Consider it atonement. The few remaining children of the full moon, together with the Antilochea, decided on how the world would be. The imperial family, their descendants. So that's how the empire started. And that's why that sword, the key to Zode, will prove a true emperor. As long as air is used, no one can oppose the Autophagos, for it is born of air. You wanted to stop the Autophagos too. Why you were going around calming all the air. Correct. Why didn't you ask for help from the You could have stopped Alexei if you'd done that. I have aligned myself.
I have aligned myself with the Antilochea. I have no intention of coexisting with humanity.
Masses
What's
of
more,
humanity will
the masses
never
of
come to
humanity
any
will
accord.
never come to any accord.
What are you trying to do? The Autophagos was too much, even for that ancient civilization. There is a way.
There is a way.
The Children of the Moon one, Children of the Moon presents. Bloodborne?
Why did you give me day notice? Why did you hurt us? You were the only ones who even attempted to communicate with the Antilochea.
How's my day been? All right.
It is done. Never mind. Wait, what are you gonna do?
Any debates recently? Not really. I don't really debate like that, anyways.
It's pretty for the best overall, really.
Protect our world. Our Terca
Hold on.
Arterica Lunis? Man, Yuri, you're acting like you got stabbed or something.
¿Qué dijo Samuel?
¿De qué?
Que mañana es jueves.
Yo creo que es yo que yo mando un mensaje cuando fue que hacerlo.
Sí, cuando que no venga. Si no te ha dicho nada, no le digas nada, no va a venir.
Okay.
I was see him in his taco speech.
Yo, when are you making top certain number of videos again? This depends whenever I really feel like it, because technically now I can. It's just I've been busy.
Alright. Best Pokemon, Pikachu.
How to tell if somebody's never played Pokemon?
You're right, because I actually would say Squirtle.
Oh my god, that is so cute.
Oh, good, you have a shadow?
I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Yeah, you peeped the tree branch video Zim made?
Probably not, but that's not really his It's not really his provocative or anything. The correct answer is Cyndaquil? What the fuck is a Cyndaquil?
One of the cutest starters.
Also, Gen 2 starter, yes.
I'll look this up. I'll see for myself your lies.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Sorry to make you worry.
Oh, this loser?
What's everybody doing?
Oh, I've seen this guy before.
You say this loser, but yet he has the speed and the attack to be able to put down Meganium and Fraligator.
I don't know what the fuck those words mean. Speak English.
Thunderfang.
What does that mean?
Neither knows what it means.
Oh.
That's Rita.
Patty's helping out with repairs on the Fiertia too. Carol and Raven went back to Dawngrest. It seems that relations between the Empire and the guilds are worsening again.
They're still like that?
Supposedly it's because of Zaude. They went to make sure the guilds didn't do anything rash.
First Heracles, then that. Guild or not.
He's adorable. I mean, if you like fucking a big old fucking beak like that, sure.
Being Flynn and going off to all corners of the world.
It's not a beak, it's a snout.
It's unnatural is what the fuck it is.
So you would look at an aardvark or an anteater and say that's not natural?
An anteater isn't natural. What kind of creature eats ants?
Lots of them.
Okay,
in fact,
what's
for,
that
for
big?
some animals, it makes up the majority of their food.
Maybe if you know Pokemon like an old person, you would have known we were talking about them. No people do not know Pokemon. That is false. No people know about Pokemon as much as I do. Damn.
Flynn took ships out to look for you so many times.
Wait, how long have you been gone for?
I'm so sorry.
No, how long has like Yuri been away for?
I'm all fixed up.
Cause like the way she sounds, it sounds like it's been like weeks.
You should still rest today. Rita, Carol, they can all wait a little longer.
Normal people absolutely. Well, then again, it's totally not like Pokemon's one of the biggest franchises. Period.
Source. Aren't you guys behind Hello Kitty?
Isn't it just behind Mario?
No, fucking
Oh
Hello
no,
Kitty dominates everybody.
I'm not even talking about video games. I'm talking about like in general. Pokemon is one of the most known series. Period.
There's a reason for why there are people who've never touched or even watched the Pokemon anime or games, but they know what Pikachu and Ash are.
Bro, Detective Pikachu I heard was lit. What are you talking about?
We still got a mountain of problems to deal with.
I did not watch Detective
See what? You only get to say that after you play the game.
Oh, that's right. Detective Pikachu was a game first, and then it became a motion picture movie. Best bugs. Ah, son of a bitch.
Alexei unleashed
Tired
something
of all this
terrible.
freeing the world nonsense.
Freeing the world nonsense.
Just what is the Adafagos?
I'm not playing with Western, no.
It can't be anything good.
It can't be anything good.
I was talking films hour-long videos, that's fine.
It certainly is.
It certainly is.
You're going after it?
You're going
But
after
I'll
it?
have a normal life.
Doesn't look
But
like I'll have a normal life.
Normal life.
A normal life.
For everyone.
For everyone.
That's why we fight.
Poor Yuri, just get stuck dealing with other people's bullshit.
Enough, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Familiar voice. It's really you. It's really you. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Don't go taking that young lady around everywhere. She must be tired. She must be tired. Estelle, were you using your power?
Estelle, were you
She
using
fixed-
your power?
She fixed up every wounded person who came.
Oh yeah, so she's like burning away her life force. She's gonna fucking die way early.
Do please let me know.
Man, Kyle, your healer's dying off.
Lower quarters back to normal.
Alright, as long as it can still walk. it can still heal.
No!
If it collapses due to exhaustion, poke it with a stick till it gets up. What are you doing? Wake up. I'm injured.
Please, I'm dying! And so will I if you don't heal me. Get up!
And so am I, but you don't see me laying down.
Terrible.
Hey, if anyone can do it, Yuri can.
Yeah, he never makes promises he can't keep.
That's far enough. Now you, what do you want?
I say, take a look at this.
Huh? A warrant? For me?
Just Yuri?
She's upset?
Knight's duty is to apprehend the unlawful.
Just like one of the Straw Hat crew when they didn't get fucking wanted posters.
That's how you know it's become a true fucking, like, crew.
So I'm the only one with a bounty on my head? Nobody else? That has nothing to do with the matter at hand.
We have a proposal. Return to the Knights, and this all goes away.
What?
Someone high up is making a fuss about leaving you to do as you please. So?
You'd feel better putting the reins on me.
Now you've got the idea.
Hey, Swan!
What? Hey, wait!
So long, everyone.
Take care.
Bruh.
Just as I thought. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's go! Arrest that man!
This hill's pretty brutal.
Those knights are amazing.
They are tenacious.
Sorry, where the fuck did you come from?
Whoa, Patty. Where did you come from?
Bro, she just wants to be with her husband.
The Seven Seas. I knew you were still alive.
You're acting like this is a sex relationship.
No. I'm sure there are many who would say it's too soon, Kyle.
Hey, Judith. Estelle, I just came to get you.
Please, if he was to commit suicide, I'd make a joke halfway through the drop.
I know you would.
Where's Rita? Rita's in Ospio putting together all of her research. You'll come too, right?
Yeah, if you don't mind me catching a ride.
Then let's go.
Sorry to make you worry, Judy.
My heart was about to burst from worrying so much.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I really mean it.
Wait! Not again. Just once. Just once I want to take it easy when I leave someplace. Goodbye, Knights.
I like how they're all shocked. How many stories did that little girl jump off of? She jumped off in the air, probably like several stories.
Seeing the Autophagos just there in the sky.
When you're young, your knees are nice and supple.
So what? So you were just never young then?
It's creepy.
It just showed up in the sky out of nowhere. All the people must be so worried.
I played AFL for many years, and I wore out my knees.
Actually, can you explain what AFL is? Because obviously you saw the video. Well, did you see that Clyde mentioned he wanted to be in the AFL, but he couldn't? Like, what exactly is AFL?
All that's left is to face it.
The Australian Football League. I feel like you want more.
I do. I'm glad you understand that. I'm sorry, Kyle, but do you want to eat children's games? What the fuck? Kyle!
What was that?
I don't understand.
What was that?
Apparently, Pimtyman said that Kyle wants to eat children's games? What the fuck?
Eat children's games.
I have no clue. Children's legs, not games. Oh, apparently Kyle wants to eat
Oh,
children's...
children's legs. Oh, my head is nice and supple and tasty.
Yes, that's much better.
low key, if someone was to offer human, might have a taste. You never know. It might be nice.
Look at Kyle being so open-minded.
Hey, and that's not fucked up either. People eat strange shit all the time.
We're more invisible to her than a camouflaged cuttlefish.
It seems like she's blind to everything but her research right now.
I can't really blame the people here for treating her like such a weirdo.
She looked so happy. She must have discovered something.
I hope so. Let's go and see.
Bro, I literally forgot that I can talk.
I forgot you were still here.
Oh no. Big Doggy Small Child, actual YouTube. What the fuck?
Just look up who that YouTuber is. He actually makes some funny shit. He's the one behind the Jones barbecue and foot massage video, and also Jones what was it? What was the other video? Damn, I can't remember what all the other videos he's made, but he made some funny ass shit that has like become like iconic.
Wait,
Hey, Neo, before I start Far Cry 3, do you think I'd get in trouble if I was to stream the short movie prequel of Far Cry 3?
Yeah.
Get in trouble? You mean like?
But wouldn't it count as reaction because we're technically reacting to it?
I don't know. I feel like you should probably be fine, maybe. Probably.
Wait.
Alright. I got some downloading to do.
If AFL is the Australia Football League, then why does Clyde say it's a thing when we play in Australia? Because it's a different type of football. They don't play football the way like America does, or the way like other people play soccer.
We got two types of football. Well, technically three. We got the AFL, the Australian Football League. We have the NRL, the National Football League, and we have soccer.
Hey, Rita.
What? Don't bother me. Oh, it's you. Did you get into? Wait, you're.
Hi.
Damn, the smile.
Sorry about that.
And the blush too.
Whatever. I don't have time to argue about that. I have something very important to talk to Estelle about.
Like I said, bro, Rita is absolutely adorable. Probably one of my favorite characters in the series.
Really? That's great, Rita.
Brush.
Lots of things when I investigated.
Honestly, the characters in this game just turn out to be just stellar across the board. Really, really fucking spectacular fucking work.
Well, here's the thing: if you get characters in this game, then you're just gonna like most other Tales games in general because Tales is very character heavy, probably more so than most other RPG series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, seriously, that's kind of one of the biggest quips about it. The whole thing about characters talking mid-game, like that, like Tales kind of basically started that whole trend to begin with. So shit like Nier and all that shit wouldn't be having that if Tales didn't exist at all.
Bro, Nier barely had dialogue in between there. Don't lie to me. Anyways, is Rita?
Well, I heard Symphonia is getting a remaster coming to current consoles. Would that come with Symphonia 1 and 2, or just 1?
I'm pretty sure it's 1, although in all fairness, you're better off with 1 because Symphonia 2 is good, but it's not good. It is passable. Like, again, the first Symphonia game is fantastic. One of the best games in the series, top 3 in my opinion. But
That's quite a bold plan.
also, Rita's age is initially in the game, she's like 15, but like as the series goes on, she gets older. So in this game, nah, she's not legal.
Wait,
not yet.
Does she show up in other games then?
No. So the thing is, Tales characters actually do age. Oh, okay. So yes, characters from other Tales games do actually appear in other Tales games sometimes, but it's not like It's a bit weird. So Tales is one of those series where like it does have legacy characters that appear in like other Tales games, but it's like they're not. It's weird. So think of like what you think of in Final Fantasy, where sometimes you'll have like a character to come up and like it's basically like that. You'll have Tales characters that sometimes may appear and sometimes not, but they're not supposed to really be connected or anything like that.
I think the only exception isn't it like Arise, because Arise you can basically argue that all three characters can take place there.
Yeah, so it's a bit weird again, because like again, if you play some of the old Tales games, like for example, the Tales of Fantasia cast does appear in the Tales of Zillia, however you pronounce it, games, for example. But like the funny thing about it is they're not like vital characters in it, but they do appear, and it's like way after the events of that game. So like yes, there are like time advances, but it's like it's not really touched upon. It's kind of a bit weird like that. Like oftentimes characters appearing in like different Tales games is often just the result of like dimensional imbalances or some other shit like that. Or sometimes they just actually are in the same universe. It depends. Like for example, Tales of Fantasia is technically like a sequel to Symphonia. Yeah, no kidding. And by the way, Tales of Fantasia being basically the first entry in the series on the Super Nintendo. But
You said Super Nintendo? How old is this series?
it's been a while. It's been around for a while. The Tales series is old.
Isn't it like just shy of like Final Fantasy?
Pretty much. Well, in terms of the RPG, in terms of the notable RPG series, it's not Dragon Quest old or like Final Fantasy old, but it's also not relatively recent either. Kind of came in that fine line in between the like PS1 and like the SNES like classic. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of hard to really define. I guess I would define the SNES to NES eras as like the quote unquote classical RPG era to where PS1 and onwards is like I would define as like a modern RPG kind of era, so on and so forth. And reason for that is because it's during the PS1. I forgot. I keep saying PS1 generation because I don't remember the exact number generation it actually is, nor do I feel like really looking it up. So like that's when RPGs really started taking a shift and changing drastically from how they were. So I'm just going to call that like the quote unquote new RPG era, even though it's technically not.
Yeah, I always find it fucking weird because technically the PS1 era was shared alongside the N64, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always forget that cartridge games were still a thing while fucking the PS1 over there was basically pioneering fucking the future.
Well, here's the thing about that. If it wasn't for the PS2, discs wouldn't really be all that popular in Japan. There's a reason why like cartridges and shit was just kind of a preferable thing for a while, for Japan at least. And that's the funny thing about it too. Like again, it's just that PS2 was a titan in itself, and the likes, but it's just that like, yeah, nah, man, a lot of things happen.
Yeah, PS2 was just weird. I mean, it was goated, but just weird.
Yeah, you're not gonna hug me. Everyone else has. You might as well join in.
Damn.
Sorry for worrying you, but I'm back.
Forever alone.
Well, aren't you tough?
Also, the first Tales games to introduce acting, from what I do distinctly remember, it was either Tales of Destiny or Tales of Eternia. I don't remember which one it was because I haven't played those in forever, but it was either one of those two that introduced it. Tales of Fantasia didn't have voice acting and, well, wasn't capable of it anyway because At least the initial version wasn't. But
So the people
yeah.
won't come together unless there's some kind of core.
Core! That's it!
That's it. Got it. Apatheia.
Got it.
It'll work if I use Apatheia.
It'll work if I use
So even if the air stability
So even if
coefficient
the air
keeps
stability
changing, if I
coefficient keeps
connect one of
changing,
those,
if I connect one of
Forget
those,
the explanation.
Hold on. Forget
We
the
wouldn't understand
explanation.
it anyway.
We wouldn't understand it anyway.
okay, the Apatheia we gave to the Dawn
the
should still be
Apatheia we
around,
gave to the
right?
Dawn should still be
This
around,
Valius is
right?
Apatheia.
That was Belius' Apatheia, the cyanosphere.
But why did you tell him back to using cartridge? Cartridge is kind of weird because, from what I understand, disc was better for a while, but because of how technology advanced, cartridge ended up becoming more viable, right? Something like that.
Good timing too.
Go to the Union headquarters. We'll be back there soon.
We'll be back there soon.
On the back of Tar, let's try the rest of Yuri. You have to be a little more specific than Red Dusk. Let's try the rest of Yuri everywhere. Maybe if Kyle wasn't such a menace to society, the Knights wouldn't be such a dick to him.
The atmosphere is kind of strange.
Yeah. The Union is falling apart.
The Union is falling apart.
Nobody wants to step in to take the Don's place. And the
Don's
Don's
place.
air ain't quite up.
And the Don's air
Come
ain't quite
on,
up to
don't
it.
hang back.
Come on, don't hang
He
back
was the one who
now.
led Grandpa to
I
his
was the
death.
one who led Grandpa
Someone
to
like
his
me
death.
could never become a man like
He
the
could
Don.
never become a man like the Don was.
Nobody's saying you gotta become a man like the
Nobody's saying
Don
you gotta
was.
become a man
We're
like
just
the Don
saying you
was.
should at least show
We're
up
just
to the
saying you
succession
should at
meeting.
least show up to the
Hey,
succession
do
meeting.
you have the Dawn's Apatheia?
You have the
We'd
Dawn's
appreciate it if
Apatheia?
you could give it
We'd
to us.
appreciate it if you could give it to us.
Wow, that was quite a fastball, Rita.
That was quite a fast
We are kind of in a hurry.
Apatheia belongs to whoever succeeds the Don. It's not given to outsiders.
Why don't they choose a
Well,
successor?
when will they choose a successor?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
Well then, who should we ask?
It's a real piece of work.
That was a real piece of work.
Who'll protect the city if the
Who's
Union
gonna protect the city if
Wow.
the Union isn't?
Guild of Bars?
That would be our guild, of course.
Talking Who's Guild?
Talking
I
of
know
who's
that you
guild?
sent in your clouds of
No,
Dawn
you
members
sent
to
in your
Zod.
clouds of Dawn
The
members to
Union-
Zod.
The Union has never been outstripped by the Empire. We cannot.
Wait, was Rhea the one who stabbed Yuri? No, it was that girl who's never liked Yuri.
Against the Empire.
In that case, we would defend our honor on the
Who will
battlefield.
be leading them?
And who will be leading the battle?
If the
Clouds of Dawn. If the Dawn got wind of that, he'd burst
Why
out
don't you
laughing.
So why don't you boys in Altos throw your hat in the
we
ring?
see just
Maybe then we'd
You know,
see
you
just
really
how unpopular you really are.
ridiculous.
This is
Continuously
ridiculous.
please till the world comes to
Continuously
an end.
please till the
But
world
don't bring
comes
up
to
a
an
war
end.
between the
But don't
guilds.
bring up a war
This isn't
between
a
the
joke.
guilds. This isn't a joke.
What a great idea.
I've got
Let's
a
just
great
set a bit
idea.
of driftwood
Let's just
Dawn's
set a bit
chair.
of driftwood in the Dawn's
Just
chair.
what
A hard existence being worn down by the
Same
waves
air
lends
of
it the
dignity.
exact same air of dignity.
Damn, Patty, take it easy there.
Yeah, you just keep talking.
To be helped by your friends.
It's all right to be helped by
Protect
your
your friends
friends.
and they'll
Protect
respond
your
in
friends
kind.
and they'll
That was the
respond in
last
kind.
thing that the
That
Dawn
was the
said to
last
me.
thing that the Dawn said to me.
Carol.
What? Who's this
What?
kid?
Who's this kid?
Can't do anything by myself.
I can't do
I have
anything
my
by
friends.
myself.
Because
I
my
have my
friends are
friends.
there for me.
Because my friends are there for me. I
They're
can do
still there for me.
anything.
Hey, I've seen that One Piece chapter.
Why isn't that good enough for
Boy is
you?
right. The best thing
Boy
that
is
the guilds
right.
ever had.
The best thing that the guilds ever had was their ability to
Always
help
a way
each
to
other.
deal with
There
things,
is
even
always
if you
a way
aren't
to
some
deal with
great
things,
big
even
leader.
if you aren't
The
some
Don
great
told
big
you that
leader.
from now on,
The Don told you that from
your
now
own
on,
feet.
you have to walk with your own
Walk
feet.
on your own feet.
You know how to walk on your own feet, don't you?
You make it sound so easy,
You make
but
it sound
actually,
so easy,
let's
but
go.
actually,
I'm gonna get sick
let's
if I
go.
have to stay
You're
here
gonna
any
get
longer.
sick if I have to stay here any longer.
Hey, you, wait up.
Hey, you, wait up.
Bruh. I hate Carol. Why do you hate Carol? He's fine.
If you've got enough spare time to be hanging around those idiots, you'd be better off using it to think of another plan.
Another plan. It's
Another
not
plan.
that easy.
It's
You'll be able
not
to come up
easy.
with something
You'll
if you
be
just
able to come up
sleep
with
for
something
3
if you
days.
just don't sleep
Why
for
is
3
it on
days.
me?
Why is
Maybe you shouldn't be so smart then.
Here.
Are you giving this to us?
Are you giving this to
No,
us?
this is going to be stolen.
No, this is going to
What
be
do you
stolen.
mean? I owe you one.
I owe you one.
Because we
Get a
it's
move
gone.
on before the others
To
realize
what
it's
do we owe
gone.
this generosity?
To what do we owe this generosity? I
It's
don't
the
know.
double
Maybe it just left a bad feeling in my stomach to get lectured by a kid like that.
It's a vote for that.
Maybe there's some hope for that boy after all.
Because he's a child?
Now that we've gotten the Apathea, what's
Next
next?
up, we're going to the
Next up,
Zolfair Rift.
we're going to the
I'm going
Zolfair
to use
Rift.
the unactivated
I'm
air
going to use the
credit that's there.
unactivated air credit that's there.
We're going
The
someplace
rift.
cold again?
We're going someplace
Mind if
cold
old
again?
Raven waits here?
Mind if old Raven waits here? You'd rather be cold than have the world be destroyed, wouldn't you? Let's go.
God,
He makes,
fuck off!
he makes a good point. Oh, sucks.
I'm so glad Yuri's okay.
Are you kidding? The Atafagos, the whole world going nuts? There's no way that kid would miss this.
You weren't worried, Raven?
Maybe just a little. But guys like him keep getting up, no matter what happens, so nah, I wasn't too worried.
You really believe in Yuri, don't you, Raven?
Aw, you're gonna make this old man blush.
You know, I wonder if there's any actual lore besides, oh my god, fucking thing. So what crisis are we building up to now? Is Raven actually sus or not? I don't think he's sus. Oh my god, I fucking hate this so much. Well, the world's coming to an end, Red Dusk, because apparently a giant tentacle came from the sky, and you're in an anime world, so that means all of your women are going to be assaulted, so, you know, gotta do something about it.
Enough about Zim's fantasies.
What the fuck? That is literally what's happening!
Who are you talking to? Just myself.
Going senile now. We've just been wandering around outside for quite a while now.
It might be a nice change of pace sometimes to collect materials for synthesis.
And we
We
have
could
Baul.
use him to fly around and collect
We
them
could
a
use
lot
him to fly
faster.
around and collect
You're
them a
saying
lot
we should
faster.
get help from
You're
Baul?
saying we should
Yeah.
get help from
I think
Baul?
Baul probably wants to help
I think
all
that
of us.
Baul probably wants to help all of us with what we're doing.
Of course, it's
Materials
your
for
call whether to
synthesis,
collect
just
materials
wander.
for synthesis or just wander around.
Because Hentai Haven returned? Basically, Hentai Haven returned.
Did I just get roasted by the fucking game for being lost?
Yes. Best game ever. Tell you fair, you deserve to be roasted for fucking how you've been playing this fucking game. Good lord, I'm surprised it puts up with your shit.
Sit down.
I think I'm in the right place.
Son of a bitch.
Oh.
All right, I think I'm a dip. I see you guys.
All right, Laird's Neil. Thanks, time. Bye.
Freezing. Think there's a cabin or something where we can get out of the cold?
I don't think anyone would build a cabin on top of a sheet of ice.
Just had some fire.
If we just had some fire. Oh yeah, Rita. Use your magic to give us some fire, would you?
What am I, a walking matchbox? And besides, using it on you would be a waste of air.
What's the big deal? Weren't you just using it over and over again just a little while ago?
That was to defeat enemies. What would you want me to set on fire anyway?
You've got a pretty muscular body.
You've got a pretty muscular body.
Huh?
With the gills,
Well, I
knights,
mean, with the
all.
gills and the knights and all.
Doesn't look like
It's a
there's
lot of
enough
work.
fat to burn
Doesn't look
very
like
well.
there's enough fat to burn very well.
That's too bad. Huh? Hey!
What are you gonna dip? Nah, he means he's gonna. He means he's leaving Red Dusk. Son of a bitch.
Oof.
Trying to fucking beat this one boss in the fucking background and he's kicking my ass. Fucking hell. Disrespecting the elders is a valid for that one. You know, it's a little weird because I think Raven, like, it sounds like he's only like 50 if we're being honest. It doesn't really sound like he's actually...
I wouldn't even say 50. I would say late 30s.
Also, the problem is that fucking appearance-wise, he looks like... Yeah, appearance-wise, he does not look old at all. But I'm pretty sure the appearance-wise is more of, like, just meant to be for, like, visual appearance. I don't think it's actually meant to be how, like, a representation of how old he is, which is a fucking problem. Early 40s.
Yeah, you could probably Google it.
That is true.
I swear to God, if they say he's like fucking 30.
Hang on. This isn't even fucking stage fucking 500, is it?
It seems that the Union is still in disarray. They relied on the Dawn for too much. They're probably scared without the guy who used to decide everything for them. I think I know how they feel. Constantly worried whether they're about to make some big mistake.
Well, I can't understand being so afraid of messing up that you can't decide anything.
I agree with you for once.
I agree with you for once. The Union has to do a lot of thinking for themselves now that they're without the Dawn.
Isn't that how it should be?
Absolutely.
Alright, I'll just say it for now. I'll have to figure out what to do with this later. Son of a bitch. Well, it's been one heck of a day. You're not sure where you have to go to, Kyle?
Nope. Apparently, I'm in the right area.
Feelings boosting get even crazier. By the way, you were wrong. At least in Wild Rift, Darius should still be OP with Spirit Visage and Death's Dance. Nah, he's probably fucking just strong. He's probably not OP. Well, I gotta have a conversation with Azra tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
Anyway. The core was falling, so I couldn't see very well. Did he slip?
Dear, what a clumsy lad.
He wouldn't be able to do much without Alexei. It was pretty hot, so maybe he just wanted to take a refreshing dip.
Returning to the embrace of Mother Ocean. That's not like the boy at all.
Still, imagining it makes me want to crack up a bit.
Oh, I'm glad the attempted murder is amusing everyone.
To be fair, they don't know it was attempted murder. Who do I think is the most annoying champion to fight? Depends, because I play Kale. Usually I'll fall asleep by now, but earlier I took a nap after coming home from work, so still fully awake. Oh boy, Redis gets to stick around for the parts he doesn't normally see. Oh, what the fuck? I'm gonna hit up a League of Legends game. Actually, wait, Samaj. Samaj, let me know when you're done. We'll do a duo game. My Stranger of Paradise fucking grindy is terrible.
So, what are you gonna do with the air converter?
What are you gonna do with the air?
I'm gonna use the energy to make an air converter.
An air
My plan is to
You're
officially
off tomorrow? Launch stop on Kyle's stream then tomorrow.
decreasing the overall amount of air.
It's ideal to have the converter use
It's
energy
ideal to have
similar
the
to
converter
air
use energy
and
similar to both air and
How's
matter.
that different from air? Elementally separated air transitions into matter in stages and eventually becomes stable. I'm going to stop its transition between the two states and develop a converter formula. So it won't be air or matter?
It won't be air or matter?
It's a state that's closer to matter than to air, but it's still not quite matter. We call it mana.
We call it mana.
I think that one short utterance could hold more gravity than the light used to blow a fish out of the frigid sea.
I feel like even though Neo said they're not connected, I feel like this is meant to be a prequel for another series, and this is where you're discovering the origin of a magic system.
I don't think it's as cut and dry as in like it's just fun references. I think it's more like I think some of them could be fun references, but others could be like let's say they're in like a separate area where it's like a separate dimension. I think that's fine.
We'll have to see how it goes. Worst thing you can do is place accountability for 5 stacks on the ulti. That is true. But sometimes getting the 5 stacks on others is worth it.
Long, complicated name, but mana's good enough. But it'll still be less stable than actual matter, so we'll need something to act as a core.
A lot of air and Estelle's
power to recombine the formula. Using my power without the control formula will
It'll
unbalance
just
the
flood
air.
out again.
It'll just
You
flood
can't
out
just sit
again.
here and ignore that
But we
thing.
can't just sit here and ignore that thing.
Yeah?
And
It's a bet I'm
Yeah?
willing to take.
it's a bet I'm willing to
I
take.
guess I should be the one trying to stop
I guess
you.
I should be the one trying to
I'm
stop
getting
you,
on this
but
bet too.
I'm game to get in on this bet too.
Damn. How is Jewett not cold? Because when you're smoking hot, you can do that shit.
It'll be okay.
When you're that hot, the cold doesn't affect you.
Many times over. Oh, truly now? Yep. Come on, let's head to the air.
I want Rita to actually fucking like fail, so that way you find out like she owes Patty $1 billion.
Huh? Are you catching a cold, Estelle?
No, it's just I've been so cold ever since I saw Rita use that water magic of hers.
That's terrible. Are you sure you're okay?
No, it's both of you. You should just tell Rita to stop using that kind of magic.
I can hear Rita already. I'll decide what type of magic I use. Thank you very much.
If we tell her that we might be coming down with colds, I'm sure
Something about me?
Something about me?
Hey, you catch a cold too?
Maybe someone's talking about me behind my back. That's Rita for you.
Yeah, because there's an old wives' tale that if you sneeze, it's because someone's talking about you. When you're 300 pounds and you're the whole avalanche, that is true, lol.
Damn. I'm gonna use that for an insult now.
I tell you, thinking of a converter for air. You're quite the thinker. That's our genius.
1 sneeze is good talk, 2 means a gossip.
Well, I had a hint to go off of.
Come to think of it, you did say you'd investigated Zod, didn't you?
Despite its amazing size, it wasn't running off of air, even though it was a barrier blastia to protect the entire world. A barrier blastia?
They were protecting the world from the Autobots.
That's how it worked?
I see.
It's been there
It's
for
as
a
dark as a
millennium.
philosophy.
It's as dark as a philosophizing.
Same goes for the Autobots.
Same goes
It's
for
been
the
clinging to that
Autobots.
barrier for just as long.
Barrier for just as
Alexei
long.
seemed to believe Zod was a
Alexei
weapon,
seemed to believe
but he
Zod
couldn't
was a
have been more
weapon,
mistaken.
but he couldn't have been more mistaken.
The runaway air was the cause for the Autobots' awakening, wasn't it? So that's why they would use a barrier running on power other than air.
But what sort of power was it using?
What sort of power was it
The
using?
children of the full moon,
The
perhaps?
children of the full moon, perhaps?
Actually, energy taken
It was
straight from
actually
them.
energy taken
Inside
straight
the
from
giant
them.
core.
Inside
When Hulk has a shockwave that sneezes the one above all of existence, he's aiming at all the incels. What the fuck?
Most likely, the energy was taken in exchange
The
for
light
their
of
lives.
life.
The light of life was extinguished from the children of the
So
full moon.
that's what
So
Norzov's legend
that's
meant.
what Nyorzov's legend meant.
They did it of their own
According to
free
Duke,
will.
they did it of
They
their
wanted
own
to
free
save the
will.
world.
They wanted to save the
The
world.
children of the full
The
moon
love the children of the full moon
is
bore
what
for this
created
world is what created the barrier.
The power
Makes you
of
wanna cry.
love. Makes you want to cry.
They sacrificed themselves for the
children
world.
of the full
The children of the full moon were protecting us the entire time.
Fake news. Wasn't the one above all still alive then?
Have fun. I can't contribute to this topic.
Kyle, don't you run away.
That monster's not gonna show up again, right?
If it does, you'll beat it up for us just like the last time, right?
You're mean.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay,
Estelle,
I'm
come
ready.
over here.
Estelle, come over here.
Estelle, if your pants start falling down, don't worry about that. Just think of nice thoughts.
Once I do that,
React to
the
you.
air crane will react to you and produce
I
more
want you to
air.
recompose the
I
air
want you to
formula into a
recompose the
stable
air
formula.
formula into a stable formula closer to
Um,
Mana.
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
The water element is
Okay.
strong here.
The water element
Now
is
flowing
strong here,
water.
so
And let your
imagine
body
flowing
flow
water
with the
and
air.
let your body
The
flow
theory
with the
behind
air.
materializing
The
air
theory
is the
behind
same as
materializing air is the same as
Estelle
performing
can
magic.
recompose the
If
air into
Estelle
a
can
state.
recompose the air into a
First,
state close to
guide
Mana,
the air into
then
the
I should be able to
cyanosphere.
guide the air into the
Did you do
cyanosphere.
anything?
Can we do anything?
Call it whataboutism.
I think I'll take a nap or something.
We'd freeze to death if we took a nap here.
We're pretty handy, you know. We can cook or fish or anything you want. Just tell us what.
I hope she tells them to dance around like a bunch of monkeys.
Anything.
You
Damn.
can use the conversion formula we found in Zaude.
That was for substituting life for air. Your life. You can't do that.
But if this fails, then we'll all be swallowed up by a flood of air. We'll be dead anyway, right?
Crisis made a how strong is Andrew Garfield and said he was country level on light speed? You mean Spider-Man?
Or just Andrew Garfield, the actor.
All right. I'll use your life energy to guide the air into the cyanosphere. If we do that, I think Estelle will understand the flow of the air without interference from me.
All right, everyone, let's do this.
Imagine the saddest part about this is that everyone burns their life force away, and Rita's the only one who survives in the group by the end.
Everyone, come over here.
And that was the last time I ever saw my friends. And the credits start rolling.
The credits rolled right in front of my eyes.
That's like an M. Night Shyamalan ending.
If they're all transferring their life force and Rita doesn't, cannot, like, theoretically speaking, that means that, like, in a few years, depending on how much life they drain, that Rita will be the only one around, assuming she doesn't die earlier.
Sorry, this mini game.
You need to confirm the rules.
Rhythm. Come on, where's the speed round?
I said, well, I don't want to swap boards with you so much. Get it, player man? Look at how happy she is. It'd be kind of depressing if this game got a sequel and you run to Rita like, oh, I heard you were with the Grimmer Adventurers. Yeah, but they all died like a bunch of dipshits. I miss those dipshits. Rita, or fucking, Estelle, now's not the time to moan.
Did it not work?
It's still under control, but
It's still under control, but what is this?
Reshaping the
Formula
Apathea.
for reshaping the
It's
Apathea.
reformulating itself.
It's reformulating itself.
Oh, why don't you go back to its original beast form? Oh. No, it just got boobs.
Oh, what's your name?
Kyle, it's a fucking animal.
It's not an animal. Oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't have telepathy.
That voice. Bellius?
You're not a fox anymore.
What's going on here?
Could the will of Bellius trapped in the Apathea have... Amazing.
I feel the waters of the world at my command.
You refer the term another species?
Okay. So, did it work?
It's gone way beyond working. I never thought it would gain a will of its own.
Nature's mysteries will forever transcend the limited scope of
What the
our
fuck?
imagination.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on this one.
Humans, what creature am I?
I'm sorry, did we just create a god?
No, Rita created a god. You all were mooching around.
Well, we're technically count as everyone's daughter because it has a part of everyone's life force.
Yeah, technically, yeah. Go ground it for wearing that skimpy ass outfit.
Of a material. Maybe you're a spirit.
And so my name shall be...
The Splishy Splashy Watercolor Queen!
Someone smacked that.
Ancient word for the ruler of the waters. How about Undine?
Cal, for fuck's sake.
Henceforth, I shall be known as the Spirit Undine. I feel a power swell within me, such as the benefit of the air which you saw fit to gather.
It wasn't any cakewalk either.
It wasn't any cakewalk either.
Receive this now as token of my thanks.
Oh, no equipment.
Hey, sweet, new equipment.
Doc?
Sometimes free speech shouldn't be supported. Yeah, when Carol starts talking, sometimes it's time to just smack him around a little bit. Give him a little smacking.
We'll need help from the other Entelekea, won't we?
There are very few Entelekea left. Pharaoh, Gusios,
And Baul.
not Baul. He hasn't taken in enough air to create an Apathea. And on top of that, I won't allow it.
Undine, do you have any ideas?
The shining forest of Ariel.
Watch fucking Bubble sacrifice himself later, be like, she just happened to have them on her to give her. Yeah.
She disappeared.
No.
No, she is here. I feel
Seems
her.
like the air crinnet has
It
quieted
seems
down.
like the air crinnet has
No, we're
quieted
not
down
controlling
too,
Stella's
even
power.
though we're not controlling
Really?
Stella's power.
Really?
So, Undine is controlling Estelle's power?
Undine is controlling
You mean
Estelle's
Estelle is
power?
really free?
You mean Estelle is really free?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
That's great, Estelle.
Well, things are sure taking a turn for the
I never would
strange.
have dreamed any of this
I
would.
never would have dreamed
We
any of
finally
this
see
would
the
happen.
light at the end.
Finally see the light at the end.
Hey, actually, I have a better question. Has Estelle paid you for all the jobs you've done for her?
No.
That slut!
Rita, you look happy.
So do you, Yuri.
There's no longer anything shackling Estelle. She can use her power without causing any harm to herself or unbalancing the air. So yeah, I'm happy.
I see. So what you're telling me is she has no excuse to sleep on the job.
Just watch her closely. If we don't, she might go back to healing people till she keels over.
She'll give him head later. What is air? Basically the energy system in this game. Rather than working on electricity, the world works on something called air. Good shit, some much good shit. I'm being zoned out right now with this fucking Lux. Tomorrow I'm gonna have to spend the fucking massive amount of fucking my day working on the fucking newspaper
Pretty
shit.
good.
That's done for mana, I'm assuming magic like energy. It's like elemental energy.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty good, Billy. I'll train that one up.
Why are you giving Estelle the sword and not Yuri?
Because it's her sword.
Well, you heard him. It's her sword. To be fair, I don't think dupes were called ever, but you know.
Is Undine really here?
Can't really explain it. She is here. I can sense it.
She is here.
She dwells like Estelle.
She dwells
Well,
with Estelle.
she was created to Estelle.
She was created
Maybe
to
the two are
Estelle.
connected.
So maybe the two are
Interesting.
connected. Very interesting.
Save the research for later, okay?
Thanks. Save the research for later.
I know. You don't have to.
I know. You don't have to.
What was that just now? What was that just now?
It came from the direction of
It
Zaude.
came from the direction of Zaude.
Oh, another animation.
I don't know what's gonna happen this time. Last time you were here, you got stabbed.
I remember. That looks bad.
Is that a meteor or a fucking tentacle? Oh, there's more than one. Oh, wow, that is fucked. Wait, so he's already attacking? Well, game over. Well, shit, Kyle, I was gonna say, I think it was a good run while it lasted.
No. Has Zade stopped working?
I don't know. You think we might have done something to set this off?
We might have done something to
That
set
is
this
the
off.
true catastrophe.
That is the true
That thing does look like it could eat the whole world.
Does look like it could eat the whole world.
What are we supposed to do about something like that?
What are we supposed to do about something
It's
like
a touch
that?
too big to fillet with just my kitchen knife.
Hey, Rita. Duke said the Autophagos was born from air.
Autophagos was born from air.
So if the spirits convert air into matter, could we do something about the
Could we
Autophagos?
do something about the Autophagos if we had enough spirits?
I
don't know.
I don't know. But
I don't know.
I do think it's worth a try.
I do think
Let's
it's worth
try
a
it,
try.
Yuri.
Let's try it, Yuri.
Oh,
It's settled.
yes, I see.
Oh, yes,
Thank
I
you.
see.
The servants of the
Thank you.
Autophagos are
The
attacking the
servants of
city.
the Autophagos are attacking a city. Nordapalika.
Guess we can't ignore something like
I
that.
guess we can't ignore
Let's go.
something like that. Let's go.
Ooh, I'm gonna hurt that idiot who brought the Autophagos back.
What could have happened at Zaude?
Those nut jobs probably fiddled with the thing too much and broke it.
Thanks to Alexei, Zade's no longer functioning like it was meant to.
Greed always eats itself. That wouldn't be a problem if there weren't other victims.
This guy just never learns, does he? Things are gonna have to hit bottom before he consider changing his ways.
But they see that thing about to eat the planet, right? Even an idiot would understand the situation.
I sure hope so.
Tentacles can never get too big. Devil, what are you talking about? Or not Devil, Red Dust. Tentacles can never get too big.
You should know.
What are you trying to say, Kyle?
What you do in your spare time is your business.
What are you trying to insinuate, Kyle?
I'm not insinuating anything. What you do in your free time is your business and yours alone.
I don't believe you.
Surely, it is your business.
The hell? Why did you do that? The fact that he was able to still get that kind of irks me. I love how the actual sky's changed now too. It looks all fucking like destroyed.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's cool.
God, some games would just be wasted on you, wouldn't they?
Look, to say that I'm not very observant is an understatement.
I'll say the truth. What makes the sky look destroyed? Apparently a giant tentacle monster coming to fuck your planet. A giant space octopi, if you will. Or would it be octopus, because it's only one. Kyle, do you not know where you're supposed to go?
No, where we're supposed to go. I'm just trying to find the city.
Isn't it floating or flying?
No. I need Nordopolica, but I forgot where Nordopolica is, and the map doesn't exactly tell me the names. It says, do we even know? I have to hop down and check it out myself.
Bruh. Just Google it. The sky is not a physical object. In this universe, the sky was a barrier. So technically, in this universe, the sky was a physical object. We saw that a while back. Good name in sense number 2. The money is called gold. So just.
It's hanging on to the city.
That's what we saw. That was Pharaoh's vision. This is Pharaoh's vision. This is real. It looks like it's trying to eat the air. The Atafagos drawn to air?
The Atafagos drawn to air?
This thing looks pretty mean.
But it's what we caught on our line. But it's what we caught on our line. We'll reel it right in.
Come on.
There are giant tentacles, sky hurt, we gotta kill these. Wait, are you? I mean, these rodents are kind of like its forces. Rock and Alice. Careful, Samaj. Lux is gone. Man, you're doing no damage to it.
Why is everyone else doing damage but me? What the fuck?
Maybe you need to switch your weapon up?
Alright guys, fuck them up.
Think you can help out a little bit, Smush? Thank you. Good shit. Damn it, Zim. You got me calling them tentacles? Well, they are tentacles, so, like, I don't know what to tell you, Red Dust. They are tentacles. Kyle, what would you call those giant black appendages in the sky?
I'd call them cool pentas.
Kyle! Stop being a fucking contrarian! I'd call them Ren. These goblets have 140k HP. That was easy, they said. Gotcha, Samaj.
We're gonna stop them here. We're gonna stop them here.
around here.
Things getting wild
You
around
were.
here.
You were.
I guess I'm saved again.
I guess I'm safe.
But this was the only city to be
This
attacked.
was the only city to be attacked. What bad luck.
This isn't about
This isn't about
We're
luck.
working with them.
Where
Where'd you
were
keep
you,
this?
Eden? I went to check
Power
Barrier
of
Blastia.
thieves.
Its power had been
Monsters were
raised.
drawn to
And
it.
I guess the monsters were drawn
Returned
to
to
it.
normal now.
The power is returned to normal now.
We thought raising the power would protect us, but it turned out to
Go
be
see
the
the
opposite.
citizens.
I'll
Feel
go see
free
the
to rest here
citizens.
as long as
Feel
you
free to rest here
Thanks
as
for the
long as you
offer, but we
please.
still have
Thanks
business
for
to
the
do.
offer, but we still have business to do.
You are all welcome at any time.
You are all
Try
welcome at
stopping
any
by
time.
when you have the time.
Try stopping by when
Thanks.
you have the time.
Thanks.
Ew, I can't believe the Autophagos could spawn such a disgusting monster.
The illusion Pharaoh showed us.
The illusion
He
Pharaoh
was trying
showed
to make
us.
us feel the
He
power
was
of the
trying to make us
Autophagos.
feel the power of
But
the
it's no illusion.
Autophagos.
But it's no illusion this time. Oh man, are hordes of these things just gonna attack everything? Ow! Hey, no fighting!
It's all right, Repeat. He's just a little nervous, that's all.
And what's wrong with being a little nervous? I'm not gonna run away or anything, I swear.
Hey, bite bitches.
He's rather rude about it, though, don't you think? Like, damn.
Don't be a bitch.
There's a valid reason to be concerned if an army of those things is coming to kill literally everything in your world.
What would you rather? Would you rather deal with an army of those? Or act like a bitch and get bitten?
Alright, good luck, Samadas.
Very simple.
Lux is keeping me back at bay for now. I just like how Repeat's just...
We'll resume in a minute. I'm just taking the dog outside to the toilet.
Oh, is that where you're going? You're taking a little break to help your dog out?
Yep.
Samaj go made Yao said stop echo if you can. Fuck, can't get a single fucking kill. But both of them have happened, so there's really no choice on that one, Kyle.
What's that?
But both of them happened, so there's really no choice on that one.
What happened?
Well, he's saying that the dog bit him, but there's no choice in finding the other one. You know, because Repeat, you know, decided to be a dick and fucking bite his fucking friend.
And don't be a bitch. Die. Die with honor.
Back up Smash, back up Smash. Damn. I had no mana. Sorry, man.
We're going for this.
Look, Repeat had no right to attack a friend like that. That was totally not cool. Carol didn't deserve that.
Then don't be a bitch.
World's ending. Holy shit, the enemy's forces are really strong. Repeat. I'm sorry. Did I hear bitch? The only thing I'm wondering is actually fucking can Yuri understand what fucking Repeat actually says? Did I hear World Ender? You did, yes. Samaj, start building some MR. Or if not, no, okay, so I see you're building Cinderhulk. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait till I deal damage. It's gonna be a while, unfortunately. Dude, he died like a second before I could do anything. Holy shit. Bro, how did they fucking lose this Ezreal? He can barely land any of his shots. Holy shit. Kyle, are you selling your weapons?
I'm buying them.
Do you need to buy weapons?
Yes.
This game gives out fucking items like candy. I don't even think you do need to.
I need the weapons.
Wave shit, my favorite. Oh, what's up, Jay? How you doing? Dude, can this fucker smite anything right? Just got every end that Sekiro new game +3. Oh, good for you, mate. Good? Yeah, it's good. More or less going good. Well, I'm starting to deal damage now. Thankfully, there's no real tanks on the enemy team, so if we stick around long enough, I should be able to start melting them. It looks like there's going to be one more stream from this game, probably, because it looks like Kyle's not going to be able to finish it in one day, because apparently every time this game's going to get a conclusion, it's like, not.
Yeah, it starts another anime season. I've never played the game. It's 2 endings, and then it keeps going.
Before you know it. No, it disappears because you use it. Sure, but if you only use a little at a time, you don't realize how much you're spending. I guess we've been spending a little too much.
What do you mean? We need to spend more.
Really? But why?
The more gold we spend, the more it comes back to us. And it brings its friends, too.
How interesting. Huh? Rita, your name's on this money.
Exactly. I've been writing my name on our gold so we'll know when it comes back to us. And when it does come back, I bet it'll have doubled at least. So go on, use it.
What a lovely little fairy tale.
The scientific person believes in that stupid ass financial concept. For those of you who don't know what that mentality is, it's like it's not a scam mentality, but it's this belief people have for themselves that if you spend money consistently, the money will end up flowing back to you. It's a real life principle. A lot of people believe in it.
Yeah, they're called gamblers.
No, it's not gambling. You're not supposed to gamble it. You're supposed to spend it. And because you spend it, it will come back to you. What's it called? I do not remember.
Fuck, I wish that was true. What's that? I need to drop over $1,000 for something I need. Do I get that back? No.
Try writing your name on some money. You'll be surprised how often money comes back to people. Good shit, Smosh.
I'm gonna write my name on paper money. I don't even know anyone who uses paper money anymore.
Fuck, I wish I lived in Australia now.
What's this now? Yeah, I saw that earlier, Sparta.
So how did we take it out?
Maybe there's something different about us.
The spirits, perhaps? If the Autophagos really is close to air, then the spirits might actually affect it.
So can we put up more of a fight if we get the other three?
Who knows? The four elements alone could control air, but we're talking about the Autophagos. I just don't know.
Yeah, and it's not like you can find Apathea lying around just anywhere.
There aren't many Entelekea left either.
Hey, there are tons of Blastia all over the world, right?
Yes, they're an indispensable part of our society.
And cores are just pieces of Apathea. So if the four spirits aren't enough, we can just change all the cores of the world into spirits too, right?
Then we may end up with as many spirits as there are grains of sand.
Are you nuts? How do you propose to do that?
Even if we knew how, we'd still have to go to every single Blastia. I doubt the Autophagos would wait.
Your specialty,
I think
genius.
that's your specialty, genius.
Oh no, this is your genius plan. Even if Yuri's plan worked, all the Blastia would stop working, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I guess so. All the cores would be gone.
What would the world become? People would lose the safety promised by the barriers.
All the functions that the Blastia maintained.
Be inconvenient.
It'll be inconvenient, to say the least. Even Bodhi Blastia wouldn't work.
Blastia or no Blastia. A single oar is all I need to cross the ocean.
I admire your spirit, Patty.
Well, isn't that all fine and dandy?
What's the exchange rate of US dollar to Aussie dollars? Roughly around like $15 to, I want to say, Aussie stuff.
Otherwise, the world will fall to the Autophagos.
Even if no one else ever understands
Even if
why.
no one else ever understands why.
Well, for now, let's just get the four elemental spirits.
We'll cross those other bridges when we come
Where
to
the other Entelekea are, right? Where the other Entelekea are, right?
Yeah, let's get back to the ship and ask him.
How are these kids the only ones in the entire world come up with us with world-saving solutions? Rita's a fucking prodigy genius from what I understand, and the others are just kind of stuck here, like, going through the motions. It's not like they started out like this.
We literally started out looking for a certain item, and that certain item literally led us on this like collision course.
and the root of the world, Reloise.
I've never heard of those places.
If only we could glimpse them.
Would make things far easier.
Raoul says he knows. However, He doesn't want to tell us. Apatheas only come from the death of Intelakea. He doesn't want to put his friends in danger.
Baul, listen. We want to protect the world, but we don't want to sacrifice anyone for it. We won't just take the Apatheia by force.
Baul,
Tell us where the Entelakea are.
Baul, stop not playing ball, you son of a bitch! Watch Baul betray you the same way fucking Sindri was gonna betray Kratos.
Thank you, Baul. We also need to go to the sands of Kogor. Right. Northeast of Lycia.
Oh, those are great fucking clicks.
It just recently crystallized.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. We can get this, we can get this.
Lycia is that continent to the south of Ilikia, where the capital is, right?
Emperor Calx III sent scouting parties 4 times.
Stay on, but I got you, man, I got you, man. Stay on it. Okay, back up. Cool. We can fight this, actually. Oh, never mind. Fucking Echo.
Why is that bad? Then let's leave Eloise for last.
Run, son, run!
It's up to you.
Thanks, Baul. Let's go.
You can't exactly dawdle forever.
Dude, the fact that we were in 1v1's crazy. Unless they went through TikTok. Children are the hope of the future unless they went to TikTok. You know, I've never used TikTok. I used Instagram for a while. I never used TikTok. But like everyone I talk to is like, oh, fucking TikTok's amazing. Kyle, you ever use TikTok or no?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not quite your speed, is it?
Nope. Hey, what's that? Oh. Oh, cool.
He's hurt. Why is he flying?
Any idiot could come along and take him out. He couldn't put up a fight like this.
It's probably so humans won't get his Apatheia.
Human greed knows no bounds. Even the sky off.
Oh, it's probably those fucking monster hunters still after him. Fuck! I fucked up!
Pharaoh! Hey, he's laughing!
Calling us.
Let's go.
Oh, maybe he's gonna find that one god guy. Or that one god that's coming down. It is the opposite of amazing. I know my brother uses TikTok all the time, so I don't have too much opinion of it.
Pharaoh, come on.
It was all for us. What do you mean? Pharaoh was a decoy for us at Zaude.
Pharaoh was a decoy for us at Zaude.
The fate of the world is set. We shall meet duty unfulfilled.
You give up pretty fast for someone who fought
You give
so
up
long.
pretty fast for someone who fought for so long.
Things aren't over yet.
If things aren't over yet.
The Fargos has returned. Neither humans nor we possess the power every time.
Can Estelle just heal him? No, it's confirmed earlier that Estelle's power like fucking destroys him.
Spirit. A being that can control air.
A being that can control air even more.
We need to do that thing.
We need your Apatheia.
You ask me to hand over my life.
You cannot save the world.
Alone cannot save the world. To save it. I am not long for this world. Do with me as you please.
Damn. It's not depressing at all. We're not gonna fucking do the minigame again?
the spirit.
loves the world.
Pharaoh
It'll
loves
be
the world.
fine.
It'll be fine.
Free me for a month. Wow, Red Dusk. Look at the practical effects a little too much there, don't you think?
Heroes all dried up. I follow the flow of the air back.
If I follow
I
the
should be
flow
able
of
to
the
pull
air
it
back,
from within the
I should
world.
be able to pull it from within the world.
Sure? Undine is
Sure?
telling me.
Undine is telling me that.
Okay.
Just push forward. Lux is almost dead anyways.
It worked.
I guess they all don't become humanoid.
What, he became fucking fire?
The spirit of fire.
I feel unlimited power.
It has been a long time.
What the f-
It has been a long time.
I congratulate you on your
I congratulate you on your conversion.
No, come on. What the fuck? This is easy fucking clear.
Changed form. So I too require a new name. You, who have reincarnated me. Give me a name.
Okay, back up. Oh.
Such a powerful, terrible fire. The blaze
Sorry, man. I have to back up. I didn't expect them all to spawn that fast. Good job, though. We got the towers.
He seems.
Yeah,
Please.
he's happy.
Hey, he flew away. Hey, where are you off to?
Fear not. We are bound to you. Wherever you go, we are with you. The Interlacadia and the child of the full moon bear spirits. Nature's providence is great indeed.
They are so different before and after becoming spirits.
Before and after becoming spirits.
They became fucking hippies.
So, if those, let's say Udine can control all of the water, would that make Estelle just base multi-continent?
I guess.
They have totally different points of view. It's like, imagine if a fish became a bird.
This is better for them than being some sage, always worrying about the world.
For it, they mistyped his character, Carol.
You know, we're up to our eyeballs in problems. Saving the world sure keeps a guy busy.
Well, the problems we're dealing with are a lot bigger than they used to be.
Why? Why is everybody looking at me? I got something on my face?
Problems like
A lot.
I hear that. Fate is definitely out to get you.
I got an S. Let's go.
After everything that's happened, I'm starting to wonder myself. But hey, I've done a pretty good job of getting us out of whatever mess we're in, right? You gotta at least give me something there.
See, for Yuri, the end of the world's just one more problem that needs solving.
maybe that attitude's what's kept us seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Gotta love the power of positive thinking.
How are we doing for time?
I can still spare another hour if you want to stick around another hour. We can call it there. Well, do you know how far you need to get to get the weapons?
I need to get the level 4 ring.
What's your ring?
But if I remember correctly, I do not have a level 4 ring. Yeah, I don't have the level 4 yet.
Do you know when you get level 4 or no?
Yes, Sim, I've played this game before. I'll tell you exactly when I get it.
And now it'll be 6 and 8 where I'm at. No, I think I'll let's call it there for today. Which is fine. We made it pretty far. It's been a pretty long stream. Alright. Well, so...
just let me go and find somewhere to save first.
Alright. Hang on as much. Okay, so tomorrow on Kyle's channel, unless something goes wrong, he should be streaming Uncharted around the same time we usually stream.
decided to help us out.
He's a little extreme, but there's no doubt he cares for this world, just like Judy said.
I've been hard on him in the past, but he has helped us out all this time.
We must defeat the Autophagos and save the world for Pharaoh and his love of the world.
No cheesy lines.
Yeah, come on.
Honestly, you two should learn to show your feelings.
Damn, she's getting tired of their shit too. This has been such a wonderful journey watching this family grow and bond with each other, truly.
So you see this, and then you go back to play Persona 3. How do you feel in terms of the interaction of the characters?
I'm gonna be honest. Even in P4, it didn't quite feel as tightly knit as this one did, which is kind of weird because I feel like there's more interactions in P4. How would you compare us to P3? This game's way better in every single fucking way. Not even up for debate. Well, alright fellas. With that said, thank you guys for your time as always. Have a nice day. I'll see you.
Do you have anything to announce before you leave?
At the current moment, not necessarily. However, I do have another like a little short video on the pipe work, so we'll see how it goes. At any rate, thank you guys for your time as always. Have a nice day, and I'll see you guys on